Niners! Bam! You know what? Last night I said, let's talk football. And then I said, you know what? I got to go watch the game too. So, I pulled out at the last minute after it got started and said, man, I got to watch this game, man, because, when Bama's playing, you always wonder, are we going to get some Bama stuff this year? We want some Bama stuff last year. I was saying, give me some Henry Ruggs. We didn't get no Henry Ruggs, but, So, this year, though, man, but fam, here's the thing. Watching that game, I was sitting there thinking, I don't watch a lot of college ball, right? I'm watching Devontae Smith, and I'm thinking, why are the Buckeyes insisting on playing zone against this kid? If you're going to do anything with him, you better try to man him up. That probably wouldn't have worked, but it was just ridiculous. The dude, doesn't even play in the second half, and he set a record on that Ohio State defense. So, Mac Jones, man, boy, I tell you, somebody said it a while back, because I'd never seen him. I never paid much attention. It was funny. Somebody says, yeah, Kyle's probably going to go for a guy like Mac Jones. And as I'm sitting there watching, I'm saying, okay, now I know why they said that Mac Jones is definitely Kyle-style football. He's not going to do a lot of running. He did run a couple of times. He ran once for sure. I was kind of surprised. But he is the guy that stands there and waits for his targets. He's pretty good. I don't know that he'd be the best guy in the draft, but he is what people say he is. But today, the Niners list of free agents, as you know, is huge. It's huge. It's huge. It's terribly bad. What's more is that with the number of players that stepped up during 2020 to take advantage of their opportunity to display their talents in the absence of the starters, they're not going to go unappreciated by the 49ers, most likely. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to isolate the top 6 Niners free agents, though, tonight for your opinion and give a yay or nay. Would you select somebody else? I'd like to see what your priorities are. Also, John Lynch seems pretty calm and cool regarding the projected 2021 salary cap. He also seems comfortable with Jimmy Garoppolo's contract as well. We'll be taking your phone calls and looking for your take on the aforementioned matters and all things Niners, like we always do. But there's some bad news, though, before we even get started in the season. The Panthers are interviewing Titans Director of Player Personnel Monty Ossenfort and the Niners VP of Player Personnel Adam Peters a second time for the GM opening. Oh, a source said that, when you call somebody back for a second time, you're trying to make up your mind whether you're going to hire him or this other guy, which happens to be Monty Ossenfort. And, man, the report says they could also add additional candidates for similar second-round interviews as their search ramps up, because teams are not going to make that kind of decision just real quickly, right? But, man, why would you want Adam Peters? I mean, my question is, what the hell are we going to do without Adam Peters? This dude's nose for talent is unreal. And check it. The Denver Broncos have not been the same since he left Denver and came to San Francisco. I don't want people saying that about him when he leaves about us. 49ers ain't been the same since Adam Peters left San Francisco, and whatever team he's at happens to start looking good. I give John Lynch some credit, and I hope he's grown from being around Peters. We'll see. And fam, according to, and by the way, that's from me and Rappaport, but and Nikki Jabvala, Washington football team reporter for the Washington Post, the Washington football team has requested to interview 49ers VP of Player Personnel, Martin Mayhew. Oh, we're going to use losing the Adams Mayhew combo is frightening to me. Martin, they got a new GM job there, of course, according to a person with knowledge of that situation. The Empire, you could see it. The foundation is starting to get a little cracked, sort of shifted, how do we replace these people? I'm sure there's other talents out there. There's people out there probably could do a good job, but these guys have been rock solid. We brought in some really good football players. I know. Yeah, we brought in some duds too. Every team has done that. Ain't nobody bringing in nothing but pure talent that works out. But your percentages, and of the guys we got, I don't know who brought in Fred and some other guys, but man, who was particularly responsible. But we got these people, and the team is solid. If they could just stay the hell from off the IR. But which brings me, the 49ers have more than 40 free agents going into offseason where salary cap space will be at a premium. Prior to that's a rough word. Prioritizing the players set to hit the open market will be crucial in an attempt to restructure what this past season was a Super Bowl caliber roster until disaster struck the injuries. Man, we were ready to roll. You look at what's going on now in the NFL. Oh, man, we brought that team back this year. It would have been a cakewalk. And should have likely add some of the lower tier, cheaper players on low-cost deals for depth. But they have to also retain some of the top-end players as well. You're not going anywhere with the second-round, third-round guys. You can keep – they did a good job this year. I'm not taking anything from them. But you still got to have your stars. You're not going anywhere without your stars. You're going to go as far as the second-level guys will take you, and that's probably not going to be enough to beat the other team's top guys. And we already know that they won't be able to keep them all, barring a major change in the NFL salary cap for next season. But there are 6 guys that got to be at top of the priority list. There's got to be, and that's the point I want to go over with you tonight. Trent Williams, I mean, this goes without saying. Niners' off-season plan has to start with retaining Williams. He was outstanding last season, even after a full year away from football. What's he going to be like now? After a full year back, getting back there. And we was criticizing him a few times. But and you know what? If fact of the matter is, we won't have anything to criticize probably next year. As Trent says, yeah, I was a little rusty. Really? All right, let's go. You know, his athleticism, it shines in the run game. He's still a very good pass protector. The Niners ponied up 2 draft picks to acquire Williams and knew they'd need to pay up to keep him in 2021 anyway. So this has never been anything we're going to hesitate on. They probably already had it planned immediately. That's something they surely factored into their plans, and keeping him is key to ensuring the offensive line is better next year, because we don't want to see it get any worse. We do not. Juice! So much of the Niners' offensive success starts with Juice's ability to fulfill all them roles he does. He can affect defenses by lining up in different spots and playing each of those spots. He doesn't just play them. Juice kicks ass in them. Niners could probably get by with a different fullback, because you got to have a fullback for Kyle Shanahan's system. That's all there is to that. They'd go out and get another guy. But we'd be criticizing him all season long. And you know this, because who's going to measure up to Juice? If I was a fullback around the league and somebody, 49ers call me, yeah, we'd like to bring you in and have a look. Who is this? John Lynch. What? Man, ain't all the people had that? No, man, you know what? I'm going to just tell you the truth. I can't beat Juice. you know, no point getting in there and getting embarrassed and getting cut, you know? And the Niners could probably get by with a different fullback, but finding a player who can do all the things Juice does, it ain't going to be easy. Niners should be able to hold on to him. I mean, be serious about it. I mean, just really. Tell Jimmy, look. Jimmy! Jimmy, look, I already, listen, if it's Juice, you're getting ready to tell me about, whatever you need to do it. Jimmy, I know you're going to do it, man. You got to keep Juice. Also, Kaywon Williams. Williams has become one of the NFL's best lottery defenders, if not the best. Because I always go back to him, man. Anytime we're playing the Rams, hey, and Larry Fitzgerald didn't get loose, we have some premier slot men in the NFC West. Kaywon said, damn that, they ain't getting building no reputation off of me. And I'll be doggone if every game that was the case. Every time I looked up, hey, where's Tyler Lockett? Is he playing? Wait, see Cooper Kupp all game. Cooper is in the game. You know, I love doing that every time we play these people. Kaywon standing back there, yeah, I got that ass. They ain't going nowhere. Ha, ha, ha. Kaywon! Defending the slot is imperative to putting together an effective NFL defense. Kaywon, you know, if I have to rank my most important guys right now in that defense, it would be Kaywon, Dante. I'm sorry, Dante. Ooh, what did I do? Kaywon, Nick, Fred, and in no special order. You know what I'm saying? The Niners are going to try to bring the Shark back, but you know what, fam? He is good enough that he is going to push the market. Hopefully not out of the 49ers price range, but somebody's going to throw some money at him. And Robert Saleh, we have to be concerned where Robert Saleh goes, because wherever Robert Saleh is going, he got lots of money. If he goes to the Jags, the Jets are calling him. I don't know if he's going to take that. I don't know about the Eagles. Some of these places he's getting called to. First thing Saleh's going to do, if you want to win, there's a couple of free agents over in San Francisco you should seriously want to offer. Who? Kaywon Williams, Kerry Hyder. Yes. Kerry Hyder's edge depth was bad this year. It only gets worse in the offseason if Hyder's not signed, fam. Hyder was amazing for the Niners when he's put into a starting role. Truth is, chances are he'll get priced out of their range, since good pass rushers don't come cheap and don't get overlooked in the open market by nobody. Everybody's crying about the pass rush. It is a scary time for us right now. I mean, we had a couple of guys that did okay, and Ronnie Blair might be back. He was very good from the edge, but Ronnie, I don't know if he's as good at Hyder as at tracking down quarterbacks. He's good, though. Some scary times ahead, fam. Figuring out a way to keep Hyder should be something Niners FO does early in the offseason. Don't let nobody get him. You know what I'm saying? Don't even let him get entertained any offers. Before anybody can say anything, Kerry, yo, what are you doing, man? Yeah, I was getting ready to, they called me over in New York. No, Kerry, look, check. Dude, listen, Kerry, man, let me holler at you, brah. Don't, wait, what time you plan on going? Tomorrow, I'm coming over now. See, they got to be aggressive with this. And Jason Verrett, this is another guy, fam. Verrett can't be the only corner Niners hold on to this offseason. JV's injury history is concerning, but then so was J-Dub. And he survived 2 years in a row. These things, JV was superb at 13 starts while playing more snaps than he's ever played in 6 NFL seasons. The jinx could be lifted. You know about John Lynch, right? Lynch also, in his first few years in the NFL, had an injury problem. And then after a while, it shook off, and now he's, dude is being considered for the Hall of Fame. These things happen. They don't necessarily have to stay the case. All right? Niners can build a terrific secondary where Verrett starts at one of the cornerback spots. But then we pick up that boy from Bama. Oh, Sertan. Or there's a couple others. You know, I tell you, man. But they have to be careful with Verrett, even though overpaying him, given his health history. Will JV understand that and agree to a workable amount? We'll see. Man, the 49ers got to do some diplomatic. I mean, we really need a good PR man sitting in that office when they're getting ready to talk to these guys. Fam, finally, Kendrick Bourne. K-Berry, while the 49ers have the top of their receiving core finally established, Ayuk, Debo. Oh, and don't let Jalen Hurd be healthy. Ooh, damn. Because you know what? Hurd can catch up quick. With that size, athleticism, and brute. I mean, that dude. But Jalen, can you just get out of preseason this year, brah? But KB, meantime, is the definition of a high-quality player to have as your number 3 or 4 guy on that depth chart. KB knows that offense, and this is the problem with Kyle Shanahan's system. It's not a plug-and-play thing where anybody can just come in and go. You need time in that system. You need time to work with your QB. These things come together faster or slower depending upon the player's curve, as far as learning curve goes. And then you go, and then you're unstoppable. KB looks like he's with. If you take away the few drops he had, he had a few this year. You take away the few drops this year he had, dude was awesome. At times, just unstoppable and unbelievable. So, He converts on third down. He's good in the red zone. Can step into a larger role if need be. He does well with these blocking assignments. And yeah, I'm ready to argue. Yeah, oh, big show, man. I hope you do come running in here, man. unless you're drafting Devontae Smith, KB should be still on the list. A wide receiver needy team, though. They're going to look at KB, fam. Yeah, he's going to get appreciated a lot more than he is by some of us. And my fear is that he knows that, too. But then again, he could be a product of our system. Maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe he should know that. Niners would be smart to try and keep KB for the next few seasons. Lock him up. Lock him up, Lynch. Also, the Niners are moving forward with the assumption that this year's salary cap will be set at $175 million. It will probably be a bit higher, but John Lynch would rather start with the floor. In an interview, John Lynch told Tim Kawakami of The Athletic on TK Show podcast, anything that we get, this quote, anything we get above $175 million, I think is going to be a bonus and gravy and will help us. What? You use the word gravy? It's like that? But, he goes on to say, but if it's 175, we'll make it work. And I think we can keep a lot of these players together. You can't keep everyone, but I think we can prioritize. We'll have a very good plan, and I feel really good about our team moving forward. Of course, everybody is concerned about Jimmy Garoppolo's salary cap hit since it's largest on the team. He is set, unquoted by the way, but everybody is concerned about Jimmy's salary cap hit since it's the largest on the team. He is set to eat up an average of about $26.6 million over the next 2 seasons. A lot has been said about the amount of money the Niners could save by walking away from Garoppolo's contract if he was useless and can be done without, except for me. I know better than that. But the team could also gain some breathing room by restructuring that deal. Lynch was asked if he sees any need to restructure Garoppolo's contract. Lynch responded by saying, quote, not as of right now. You always have these plans. You think they'll come to fruition. But I remember our thinking when we made him the highest paid player on a very small sample size. Our thinking was that the quarterback market was just ripe to explode and it was going to happen. And I remember some of the conversations. In 2 years, he could be 10th in the league. And sure enough, I think he sits there just off the average per year. There's different ways of looking at these contracts. I believe he's 12th, 13th. Yeah, we feel good about Jimmy's contract, and if needed, there could be some adjustments, but right now, we're good, unquote. Jimmy, by the way, ranks at number 12 in average salary at this hour. Of course, all of this could be meaningless if someone catches Coach Shanahan's eye in the quarterback market. The Niners would absorb just a $2.8 million salary cap hit should the team trade or release Garoppolo, creating about $23.4 million in cap space. And I know Deshaun's out there rolling around. If they want to draft the quarterback, there's probably some options. They're not probably going to get the guys at the top of the draft. But then again, you know what's so funny about Kyle? He probably doesn't want those guys at the top of the draft. He's very strange. Well, I don't use the word strange, but he's unique in his evaluations and what he thinks will work for him. So because I got to keep going back to, I didn't even know what an Ayuk was last year. I do now. Yeah, I can see where he's going to be special. Robert Slavin, thanks. Robert says, I'm glad you're on. I'm tired of all the political. I know it's rough, ain't it? I mean, that's all they're talking about. T.J. Malone, he says, hey, I can't forgive Kyle for passing on Mahomes and Watson, not unless we go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. Kyle really needs to evolve as a play caller. We need a quarterback like Steve Young. Be careful about criticizing Kyle's play calling, though, because this dude, remember, Kyle Shanahan is going to go down in NFL history as orchestrating the 7th most productive offense in the history of the game. So, that's why I back off sometimes when I'm getting ready to say something about Kyle that I'm not qualified to make. So watch it. Be careful with that. Somebody gets about that, DJ. Matty S. said, hey, shout out from Bend, Oregon, and Happy New Year. Thanks, Matty. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. And G49, hey, You had us waiting for 24 hours. I waited the whole time. It's 8:49. I hope you had pizza. It was by at least near a pillow. I'm sorry. I thought I didn't know, but production left it up there. I didn't know they left it wide open like that. So I'm sorry. I should have put a note in there and said I'll see you tomorrow. Because the game was going on, I was like intrigued by it myself. Normally I'm not. This is the only game of the year I'm really seriously worried about during football season. I mean, watching the championship. I want to see who's in it. And I see some things I was interested in. Corey S. Mac Jones. No, I know. I'm just saying this is. Remember, Kyle doesn't like what we like. All right. Sean Bullitt, Mac Jones is a middle tier, nothing impressive in the pros. Yeah, I agree. I saw him. I just saw him make some interesting throws. I said, Kyle would like him. I was just thinking when I was looking at it. Niner Bot say, hey, we're going to draft a quarterback this time named T.J. Beathard. Yes. We had a C.J. last time. I'm just going to T.J. this time. Oh, God. Alex, get in here.
Man, what's going on, Ronbo? It's been too long, bro.
A couple of weeks, Alex. How you been doing, man? I was like, just watching the game last night. I hope you weren't one of the people that came in and was wondering, where's Ronbo, man? He puts this up here and he leaves. So, anyway, Alex, we're looking at those guys. Oh, awesome. Staying away from COVID. So as long as every day now, when you say you're not COVID positive, it's like a good day. Damn.
For real. Well, my dad's sick right now, so hopefully he doesn't have it. So prayers up for that big guy. But yeah, anyway.
Did he go get a test? I mean, got to know right away.
He just got sick. He just got sick last night, so we'll probably get tested tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully it's nothing.
Keeping fingers crossed for that.
Well, it's all good.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
I'm sure he'll be okay. But yeah, man. So. We got a big off season this year, Ronbo. Big off season.
Huge. I mean, the free agents we got, they're, just those ones I named are extremely important. And we have different levels of importance. The guys I just named are extremely important, but then there's that next level that are extremely important too. So, Alex, your feeling on the free agency thing, and also John Lynch is sitting back very comfortable about what's going on with the money around Santa Clara. What's going on with that?
I mean, I'm not too sure, but I feel like we're gonna have a lot more money to play with than people realize. I either think we cut or trade Jimmy, or he takes a pay cut. Which honestly, I'd be cool with Jimmy coming back, as long as he takes a pay cut. But if he's getting paid more than $10 million, then just trade him. That's just my opinion, though. And then
could be.
I think I hate to say it, but I think Juice is expendable. I love Juice. I love what he brings. He's so important to our offense, but he's also not. He's not. I don't know how to say this, Ronbo. He's just not utilized so much.
Oh, I see.
To make his pay, to make what we pay him reasonable,
By the way, Alex,
paid a lot not to do too much.
What
He's
is
a good
Juice getting
blocker,
paid?
obviously. But,
yeah, what is Juice getting paid right now? I've forgotten. What's he getting paid?
He's getting paid.
Is he getting paid 8?
5 to 7 mil.
Oh, is he? 5 to 7. I can't remember. They had to give him somewhat of a raise last year. He's on a 1-year contract. I don't know if they raised it, left it the same. I know they didn't take away one. Any? I don't know.
Man, I want to say 5, but now that I say that, that's not a lot of money for Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah,
but I'm sure he's going to be wanting to get paid a lot more.
Well, yeah, now that he's married, and
right,
maybe.
But I was thinking to replace him, and I know this won't happen. But okay, so it's about 5 to 7 million for Juice.
Okay.
I was thinking, man, what if we use this dude Kittle as the fullback / tight end in the backfield, trade back from 12, snag this dude Kyle Pitts from Florida, and use him as our receiving tight end. And then that way this dude Kittle can block in the backfield or sneak out of the backfield, run routes. Because, Kittle can play anywhere.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking I just think that Kittle and Pitts would be a nasty combo, but Pitts is going to be too rich for us when we have a need at corner and quarterback. And linemen and.
Alex,
Oh man, it's gonna be. I don't know, Ron, but there's so many options.
Alex,
I don't know what's gonna happen to us.
do you remember that kid last year we had from Fresno, the fullback? Do you remember his name?
Oh, Hockett, is that it?
Yeah, I wonder about him. We never got a good look at him because there was no preseason game or anything like that. But that guy's athleticism is off the hook. We're talking about a wrestler.
I heard that he pancaked Warner. In practice.
That's all I'd need to know. Give him another look. Nobody does that to Fred,
real, right?
Alex. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody, Ronbo.
He's out there using wrestling techniques. I hope they get a look at him this year because they're probably going to anyway because they're probably worried about whether or not they're going to be able to re-sign Fred to begin with. So he probably is. He's probably on speed dial. Yeah.
And, I think Juice is walking, Ronbo. He's just too expensive, and we have other more important needs at fullback. And if this dude Hockett can come and play for us, and make his blocks and catch the ball and not drop it, then I think we'll be straight. Yeah. It'll suck because Juice is the man, but we just need to go cheaper there. We have other pieces that we need. I was gonna say I don't know if this is official yet, but I've been reading on Twitter that Saleh is the new head coach for the Jets.
Okay.
Not official.
I got my production folks were saying Robert Saleh's arguing. I said, no, he hasn't. I was arguing. No, he hasn't. He's got another interview to do. He's got to go with the Eagles. He's got to go some other places. No. Okay. And Gus Bradley, he's over in Oakland. You got Fred. I don't know if we wanted Quinn anyway, but you got Dan Quinn over with somebody. I guess we're going to keep it in-house. Okay. Robert's Jets. Damn. Jesus.
Yeah,
Robert?
but I was thinking, the Jets, they have the number 2 pick. They have a ton of cap space. They still have C.J. Mosley at linebacker, which I think is a big reason why Saleh. I don't know if it's it's not official yet. I've just been reading on Twitter that it's hypothetical. But C.J. Mosley is still there, and that's a really good elite linebacker that Saleh can play with.
Listen, Alex. That's fine, but listen, Alex. What I'm worried about now is they got a ton of money, like I knew they would. Look out now, Barrett.
They're gonna take some of our guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. No, let's not. You know what? So wait. Let's not go into anxiety mode until that day comes. I don't feel like being worried all the way up until then.
You're right, Ronbo.
Alex, we're gonna go. Hey, I tell you what. I'm gonna be back day after tomorrow. Yeah, let's give it another day for news to build up. Hey, and good to hear from you as usual.
Good talking to you, man.
It's always, fam.
Yeah, man. I'll be having a good night.
And my best to your dad. And let us know when you get back. Everything's doing okay.
That.
All right, Alex.
Hey, I will,
got
you on Twitter. Appreciate it, man.
All right, fam. Appreciate you.
Okay, all right. For sure. Later.
Night, Alex. And we got another Alex number 2. Alex, we're not ranking him that way. It was Alan's the second person, the second Alex with the name Alex we're talking to. Alex!
How you doing, Ronbo?
Concerned to have a great team like we had that had to crash and burn in the way the fashion is. And now, Alex, we've got to patch things up and see if we can come where some near the potency that team was. Oh, man. God. What are you thinking, Alex? Who are your top 6 guys? And do you have any objection to the top 6 guys that I just mentioned? You have somebody else you'd put slide in? Because like Alex just said, that we could probably be fine without Juice. But what are you thinking?
Well, I think the biggest thing this offseason for everybody, I mean, especially for us, is what's the deal with the salary cap? Because, I was looking on over the cap for 2021 of a bunch of top 10 teams, and all of them are projected to be in the red. The Chiefs are, the Packers are.
If you're a good team, yeah.
I mean, good teams. See, I think, or definitely the Rams were definitely in the red.
Oh, they stay in the red. That's what amazes me about
that. And to me, I think the NFL has to create a way to, I would say, soften the cap next year. I mean, not take away, keep it where it's at per se, but make it don't make it a hard cap, because how are you going to have half of the top 12 teams just go to the bottom potentially because they got to all rebuild? I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, they're not going to force the Chiefs to get rid of players like Tyreek Hill or Pat Mahomes just because coronavirus. I think that over the next few months we're gonna hear, something hopefully significant to the season as far as that goes, because if we lose 20 million somehow or whatever it is, the Niners and everybody will be in trouble, and that will create a pretty interesting off season. But
Hey,
so
Alex, I just want to say something, piggyback off of just what you just said. Can you imagine teams like the Jags, and Jets, Dolphins, and some of the teams that have really had a hard time, they got a huge cap. They start drawing all the premier players around the league because the top teams can't any longer afford them. And it just flips the whole league around,
Ain't none of them teams going to complain, but I mean, I think a lot of the owners will have quite an ugly taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
So, as far as us though, let's hope that something can be resolved, because we got a lot of names. We got to get a lot of people signed. Like you said earlier, we got to sign Kaywon Williams. He is way too important. When if he can somehow get through 16 games, he could easily be potentially, through stats, defensive player of the year as a slot cornerback.
Absolutely. He takes away some of the best receivers in the league.
He could do what Jamal Adams can't do, which is get sacks, get picks, get forced fumbles, and it's like he's only 5'9", 190 pounds. And Jamal Adams is about to be hitting the lottery.
That was the gospel truth.
But I also think Trent Williams is big. I really do think Ronald Blair was so close to having like a double-digit sack year if he wouldn't have got hurt against Seattle, and a couple years ago now, or a couple seasons. But I think he has something like I would say he's just a little bit more, a little bit step higher than Kerry Hyder. But I also want Kerry Hyder back. But Ronald Blair just has like that. When he was in college, I don't know if you've seen this stat. PFF had Solomon Thomas, Eric Armstead, and Ronald Blair as top 5 run defenders in the whole entire nation, all at once.
Well,
and so, to me, I think we have to keep Ronald Blair. I think we can get him 2 years, maybe $3 or $4 million. I know it sounds like a lot, but I think his impact will be huge. It was a freak act. He was getting a sack when he got hurt. I mean, that's just
landed,
crazy.
yeah. And I think that knee snapped as soon as he hit the ground, because he'd already gotten rushes a little bit, and when he hit the ground is when I think that happened. I agree.
It was just so ugly.
Oh God!
But I think depending on what we do with Verrett, he's got to show some faith in this. I mean, look what we did for him. He got burnt last year for a 60-yarder, and we turned around and told him that, hey, if you can just show some good stuff on the practice field, you're starting. Mm-hmm. And we gave him the key to the start, and gave him an opportunity to be a top 10 cornerback in the NFL after all he's gone through. So I'm hoping that he can do something like $8 million, $9 million, something like that for us for a couple of years, and just show
just
a little,
even 1 year. Because next year the cap probably goes back.
Year.
Yeah, I hope these guys will accept 1 year contracts.
Do a backloaded deals.
Yeah.
I think backloaded deals could be a huge thing for the Niners, because think about this, Ronbo. Jimmy Garoppolo is only under contract for 2 years. Okay. We can't just be, I think it would be to the Niners, best interest to get a quarterback prior to Jimmy leaving. So that way, Jimmy's not just going to sit there and pout and not try to teach him the offense. He's a good dude at the end of the day. He might not be everybody's favorite quarterback, but he does know how to run this offense, as far as like, walkthrough stuff. He can teach somebody how to run this offense.
And what to expect through his experiences.
That would be, yeah. And, I kind of want to see Akello come back, Ronbo.
I can almost promise you he's coming back, too. He's not going to ask for no huge sum.
And I think we can get him cheap. I think we can get him cheap. Like two-year deal for $5 or $6 million bucks. I think that's worth it, because, if he can just consistently come into a game, not afraid to tackle, not afraid to play football, do what you're getting paid to do. If you get hurt, that's out of your control. But just do when you play at your best, where you don't care about the hits, you're a really, really good cornerback. You have stopped premier wide receivers, in a way where usually you would just get burnt. But
He's
I
growing,
want to have
Alex.
a little faith in him.
He's actually growing. I think that
I,
demonstration against DK, that was special. That was special. I
hey,
was impressed.
do you not see any parallels between him and Alex Smith? How for the first few years there were some highs, there were some major lows, but there was something there to be tapped into, and look what happened. I mean, I think Okello could be that guy for him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. In fact, we have a few players on that roster like that. Jimmy Ward
last
was another
point,
one.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. But here's my last point, like with the front office stuff, as far as our, Adam Peters and Mayhew. I think, when we brought in Lynch, what's the thing they said? He needs a good team around him, blah, 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 blah. In order to have success, he needs to have this, this, this. Well, we gave him that. We gave him the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this draft is, free agency, I want to see us get Lindsley or whatever from the Packers, because think about what Kyle Shanahan does with a top-tier center. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think this is the biggest offseason for John Lynch to prove that he's ready to take his job
Take the
and
training
be the
wheels
guy
off
that
Mayhew
leads us.
and Peters
You know what I mean?
and go on his own. Yeah, he's learned things, I'm sure.
This is such a huge draft, and if he hits this draft, we could be going into the next few off seasons with hardly any questions. Man.
Hey,
so this is
see, Alex,
John
that's the thing.
Lynch's moment, man.
That's what I've said. Last year was no question. That was a dominating team. All they had to do was be out there. No, they went down. So it's always about injury. I'll never looking at the talent. You can give whatever grade, but that was an A, and they just couldn't make it out there.
Yep.
So you're right.
Hey, look for a sleeper prediction on the first round pick.
Yeah.
What does John Lynch and Kyle believe in? Pass rushers.
Yeah.
We could somehow get a top tier pass rusher again because they know. How they understand that a top tier pass rush you can have decent cornerbacks and get really good results.
Alex, good stuff. We got to go. We're going to be talking about that for months and months. So I'll talk to you. Talk to you a little later. Good to hear from you again too. I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yep.
Great to hear from you.
See you, buddy.
All right, Alex. All right, let's go. By the way, let's get up here and see this. Rebel D says, I don't care about Trent Williams. The Niners really need to give Ronbo Sports the contract extension he earned. I got to read these things in advance so I don't set myself up for a joke. Rebel D, thanks. Niner Bot says, why does Kyle love Mike McFloppy? Too many chances. And these are the things that we can discuss these things all the time. But see, the 49ers, they see players in another zone. They'll tell you about all the things he does good. Mike makes a couple of mistakes a game, but it's not usually all game long. That's why. Okay, anyway. Hey, let's go to John. And Chris Schultz, you and I agree for the first time. Great time agree with Chris Schultz. Get him, Chris. I'm great. Hey, John, come on in.
Hey, Ronbo.
John, man, we're starting our crying time early this year, as you know. I'm worried about certain free agents, and you look at something that looks like it's impossible, and then you get John Lynch giving everybody reason to relax, but is he kidding me? That's a lot of money. Okay, John, let me stop. Your feeling on this matter of can we bring back all those top-tier free agents?
Well, there's a reason why we're not the general manager of San Francisco, because
good, well put, well said.
and it's true. It's true. Like we all can put our input. Like one thing that your show gives people to talk and say their opinion is that there's no wrong opinions, but there are facts.
Yes.
And one of the facts that one of the most important in my mind for Kyle Shanahan's offense to be really good is Kyle Juszczyk. In 2017, when we signed him, the NFL laughed at the 49ers for giving Kyle Juszczyk $5.2 million a year.
Some of our own people were laughing, John. Well, they weren't laughing. They were pissed off. I remember that. Yeah.
because no one ever thought you would pay a fullback that much money. And there's a reason why they paid him a lot of money that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan saw, is that in the passing game, and he's not a receiver, he's a fullback, he's caught 102 passes.
See?
He has 1,080 total yards, and he has 7 touchdowns. He's like a tight end,
Yep.
a small tight end, and then he's not a running back. His job is to block. He has 35 rushes, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also can play quarterback. So
And
you
he
cannot,
wants to.
you can, and you cannot give up a player like that can do a lot of things. I know it's going to cost a lot of money because he's done it. And fullbacks are not supposed to have the carries as a running back, the catches as a wide receiver. They're blockers. So he's very important. So if you say, all right, we don't need Kyle Juszczyk, name a free agent fullback that's going to learn that system, and he's been in the system for 4 years, and he's excelled in that system. I never, ever thought that the fullback was going to be ever used. It's still important in the NFL. And then
With
also six players that they have to prioritize by order. Like I said, Kyle Juszczyk, Trent Williams, Kaywon Williams, Jason Verrett are the 4 guys I talked about last time. They're going to be pricey. I know it's going to be pricey, and one of the things that they can prioritize is use all those tags. Everyone knows about the franchise tags, but you have, exclusive tag and transition tags. So if no one in the Niners have any tags, that they should find a way to tag these guys for 1 year. It will save them a lot of money. And then after you prioritize these 4 guys, then you can go and see, should we keep, players like Emmanuel Mosley, who's a free agent, Kendrick Bourne, who's a free agent, players like that who we are able to keep. And the facts are we're going to lose a lot of players. We cannot kid ourselves. We cannot be like, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. We bring in a rookie quarterback. We're going to give up Kyle Juszczyk. We're going to destroy everything. Let Robert Saleh go to the Jets. No, we have to find a way to sit down with everyone and realize, can we go to a Super Bowl if we're able to bring back as many pieces as we can? And if we can't, we have to use the facts. It's a rebuild. You have to rebuild your team every year. Yeah. And I'm not saying scrap everybody, but you have to bring in players that you have to wait 2 to 3 years before you can finally compete at championship level. It's not easy.
And John, this is my problem about getting rid of personnel from that Super Bowl team. You need to keep each and every one of them you can. They got experience. They've been together. You build on that. You don't subtract from it and expect anything other than disaster. This is what a lot of people don't get. So each and one of those guys you just mentioned, and I'm talking Jimmy G and everybody else, you try to get those guys back out there. They're going to play fast. Nobody's going to have to give them a lot of instruction. If you got to bring in somebody new, he slows the whole program down. So, this is you're right.
Yeah.
You got to talk to these guys and say, look, man, we won the Super Bowl, but you got to accept this. Come on now.
I know, and free agency for the players does not start until March. Their contracts will go probably, I don't know if it's like the day before free agency. So they can find a way to sit down with the team and figure out who wants to stay and who wants to go. Because right now, one of John Lynch's, people who work with them in the general manager, office with them, it looks like he may leave.
I know.
So once one domino falls down, another one's going to fall down. I don't think Robert Saleh, to be honest, will work out in New York.
I know. I don't either.
He's not going to work out because that team has so many problems. Just because they bring in a good coach who is a good defensive guy, that team has a lot of headaches. They have many questions, even from their owner. It's like, I'm happy that I don't know what happened in Detroit, but if he goes there, boom, he'll be out of the NFL in 3 or less years.
I mean, look what happened to Matt Patricia.
That won't work.
Yeah, I mean, some teams take years. And Detroit, New York, that's a 4 to 5 year project, minimum. So, if the owner doesn't feel like waiting that long, he's going to get fired. But,
Yeah.
Now, let's continue. Let's come on back this way. Monday. Let's come back Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. I'm sorry, Thursday. What are we at in the week? All right. All right, fam. I'll be looking for
Rumble, just like always, 49ers. Every time we're able to talk about them, it's the best day.
Hey, ain't that the truth? It's love for that red and gold, babe. All right, John. Have a good night, fam.
All right, you take it easy, Niners.
You too. Hey, James.
What's up, Ronbo?
James. We're talking. We need to have one of them parties where whoever's got the nicest house amongst our front office people, invite everybody over there, make a black tie, and get up in front of everybody, make an announcement, talk about, are we family or what? Listen, guys, I'd like to have a toast to how good it should have been last season and how good it's going to be next year, and I'm going to explain that to you as well. You guys got to stay with. You can't leave. Man, James, how you doing, man? I haven't talked to you in a long time. I just realized.
Oh, I'm hanging in there, Rombo. Thanks be to God. I'm still alive. My head's above water and COVID-free, trying to make it in these harsh times right now.
That's what's going to be the new greeting. I'm COVID-free.
Yeah.
Whew,
and I haven't called you a couple of nights. I'm kind of a little busy on Friday, and Sunday night's another one for me. But anyway, I've been listening to you every night, and a few callers, I think it was the second caller, Alex. He made a very valid point when he said about how important use check is to this offense.
So
and one thing that people fail to realize is that no teams really want to pay a fullback the kind of money we're paying him for the limited amount of plays that he's used for.
That's why it's in state games. I like that.
That. In Kyle's offense, he's like the sugar that goes in the cookies. Okay.
Yes.
And so at the same time, I'll tell you what's really kind of interesting. And I believe John Lynch and what he said about the money situation. And it's kind of funny how they paid Mike Mcglinchey the extension, the fifth-year option. And on top of the fifth-year option, I will say this much. He's looked horrible this year, but when I thought about it and just kind of said to myself, why is he playing this horribly? Have we forgotten that he had a torn ACL it was last year? This guy might not be fully recovered.
Yeah, it wasn't a torn ACL, but there is something going on with his knee. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, because the first year, he didn't play that bad. Last year, he was playing fine until he tore up the knee. Now, as we're moving on in the business of who we're going to keep and who we're going to move on from. Now, why is it that they had an opportunity last week to extend Trent Williams and they didn't do it for some reason? Okay.
Did you say last
week? I think it was last week or a couple of days ago. I read some news on it where they said they couldn't come to terms, and I'm wondering, could they not come to terms, or maybe the Niners are, they're looking at it like, well, if the guy, maybe he just
no, but is it
maybe
legal
he's just
to sign?
Not the player.
Is it? Well, I guess
no,
if somebody's already on your roster, I guess.
The thing is, you would think they would have got it. It was some speculation on there in the report where they said the people that were talking about it, the commentators were saying that was an ideal time to get it done before the start of the new year and waiting into free agency to get it done now. They didn't do that. And here's one thing that's really made me not believe in Trent Williams so much as people are campaigning for him. Have you noticed? No, this is the truth. I
remember you saying something like this before, though. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Since he's been in a Niner uniform and when he's playing in a game he's playing in, do you notice we don't run the ball to the left side of the line that much? Now, This is what I'm seeing. Why is it we're not running that ball to the left side of that line that much, unless it's that tackle is not getting done what he's supposed to be getting done? Now, if it were me being a GM, and I'm not, but I will say this much: last year when Joe Staley and Mike Mcglinchey went out, Justin School and Daniel Brunskill, they were fine at the tackles. Okay. Now, Justin School ain't going to cost $12 million plus or whatever. Now, I'm not, I've seen flashes of Trent Williams with some stellar play, but I've also seen some dismal play in him. Now, if you're trying to crunch the numbers, because we got too many other priorities, I think the number one priority is that secondary right now. Now, when it comes to that defensive line, we'll offer Kerry Hyder a contract. Hopefully we can get him. He's probably outsourced himself financially out of a contract we could offer him. But I do believe that kid, Alex Barrett, do not let him get out of the building, man.
Yeah.
Okay? That kid is a good football player. Yeah. Now, Javon going into his second year with hopefully Nick Bosa coming back, let D Ford, let him get out of that building already. And the reason why they didn't even play him this year is because it's just like a job. If you're making $40 an hour at your workplace and you go on workers' comp, you don't get that money. So to them, right now, if they turn around and move on from him, they're going to save a bunch of money. I think right now with the edge rushers, do we draft one or do we go after somebody like Leonard Floyd from the Rams, who we can give a 1-year deal to? Okay, now you make him and Bosa the edge rusher.
The attack dogs.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. And
I wanted Leonard Floyd coming out of college anyway.
Man, listen, I wanted him too. When he went to the Bears, okay? But we didn't get him. And as far as people are talking about, the campaigning for Robert Saleh, listen, you're going to have turnovers in football. And one thing about him going to the Jets, if that's where he's going, I believe, is simply the Jets don't run a 4-3, okay? So he's got to change that whole defense to fit a 4-3 defense, and they don't have the players.
I didn't even know
They don't have the kind of draft picks to go get that. Yeah, C.J. Mosley has been injured for the last 2 years that they brought him over from Baltimore. He hasn't played. I think
he's the head coach, though. He's going to go over there and tell him, your days of the 3-4 over. I'm Robert Saleh, and I run the 4-3.
Okay.
My guess.
The thing is, he surely got to get the players because you can't run a 4-3 with a lot of players that are 3-4 defensive players.
Yeah.
So, and if you ask me, besides the secondary being our first priority, let's look at our offense. I can tell you right now, you know who the number one priority is? I'm not even worried about the offensive line because I'm not a campaign for Trent Williams, not in what I've seen for $12 million a year. I don't think so. But I tell you one thing we better worry about. We better worry about trying to get Jeff Wilson Jr. signed. He is a 3-down back. Nobody else in that building is a 3-down back. Raheem Mostert ain't. Tevin Coleman and Jerick McKinnon surely are not. Okay? Yeah. Now, if they had to trade Raheem, hey, I would hate to see it, but guess what? We got to find a way to save some money and better this team. Jeff Wilson Jr. is a better player than Raheem.
Somebody
he can stay on the field.
Somebody mentioned that just the other day.
He can carry the load.
And package him up.
Raheem Mostert ain't got that in him, man. He just doesn't. Okay?
James, we got to go. But I got a feeling that could be a point because we're getting rid of everybody else on the team. We got about 5 guys. But let's continue because this is off season. James, good stuff. Always love to hear from you. I love the way you stir things up.
Yeah, man. That's it.
I love it.
Yes,
right,
indeed. Thank you, Ronbo, for what you do.
Thanks,
as well as usual. I haven't been on here, and ain't nobody heard my moniker in a while, but Nana Empire, Nana for Life. Shout out to my homie down in the south end of the Garden State, Mel. Hope he's doing all right. Bang, bang, Nana gang, and have a great night and be blessed. Try to stay COVID-free the best you can.
Yes.
Okay?
Thanks, James. Talk to you later.
Thank you, man. Good night.
He is. Now, James has said that Trent Williams is in his world, or his mind, is expendable. Hey, Bobo, we don't need to rebuild. We just need to get healthy. Oh, that's so obvious, Bobo. But next year, normally I come in, I talk about Super Bowl with ease and that stuff, and it would have been nice this year too. I ain't saying nothing next year about no playoffs until week 12. You know what I'm saying? Because if I still got my same guys on the field and they've been winning, okay, we ain't gonna lose everybody between now and week 16. Let's go. Yeah. But now I've learned my lesson, boy. Had one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL, and they went down in flames. Where we going here? And there he is, the Niner. You love the hey, thanks, fam. Good to hear from you. He said, James, get off the phone. Trent Williams was the highest graded tackle in the NFL. Bye.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
James needs to see Trent play some more because James going to have to learn to live with Trent. Trent is coming back, so it's okay. 9-11. Thanks for that contribution. Shay, come on in, man. We're
Yo, what's up, Ronbo? How you doing? I'm glad you in. I missed you, Ronbo.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened yesterday. For some reason, I thought you were getting on yesterday.
I was. And then I started watching the game.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I said, you know what?
You were trying to watch some film on that Justin Fields kid, right?
Yeah, I said, let's watch the game.
Yeah, he looked terrible out there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he was weak. But you know what though? Some people still think there's people defending him. I went over to Twitter. I was clowning him. I said, man, come on, man, Justin Fields. Yeah. If I got to take between Justin Fields and Mac, I think I'm going with Mac. Justin looked like he was confused out there.
Honestly, I would say Kyle Trask before both of them because Kyle Trask carved up that Alabama defense. He had 4 touchdowns, 400 yards. I know it's all about matchups. It's the same thing in the NFL. It's,
true.
If your team is built a certain way, it could beat another team just based upon matchups. But Kyle Trask put on a show, and they should have beat Bama, but they fumbled the ball 3 times. He fumbled twice himself, and then the running back fumbled, and they recovered all 3 of them. So, but yeah, I mean, I would say Trask in a heartbeat because he would go later. Yeah, he would go later, and he could learn behind Jimmy or whatever, and then you could put him in when he's ready. But no, man, James, man, I don't know what James is on, but Trent Williams was the highest graded left tackle per Pro Football Focus. 1, 2. Listen. We all knew this was going to happen, and if anybody who's going to take blame, it's going to be John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. Because when we traded for Trent Williams, yes, we waived the franchise tag. So no, you cannot franchise him. You knew when we grabbed Trent Williams that you had the entire season to extend this man's contract. And again, John Lynch failed to do it because why? He tried to lowball him. Like, well, some people think we lowballed Kittle, but you're not going to lowball Trent because Trent didn't get paid in Washington. After he got cleared from, the tumor that he had or whatever that saved his life and that he was cleared to play, that's when they said, okay, you're clear to play. He said, no, I'm not playing. So guess what? He held out of his contract, and therefore he didn't get paid those game checks, Ronbo. So best believe, if anybody thinks he's going to take a hometown discount because he knows Kyle Shanahan, you're sadly mistaken. He's going to get his bag this year. And either the Niners are going to pony up that cash that I think it's like $23 million for a left tackle because that's how much David Bakhtiari's making. So he's in the 22 to 21, 23 million price range. You're going to have to pay him.
He's got to get paid what the best of the league are getting paid and some more.
Yeah.
See, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Ronbo, because then that means we just gave him a 3rd-round pick. We just lost a 3rd-round pick. Now, granted, because if the whole Jets thing, the Saleh thing is true, then yes, we do get the 3rd-round complimentary pick for having a minority coach being hired from our organization, which is cool. More props to Saleh. Love the man. I'm hopefully him invest in the future if the Jets reports are true or whatever. But yeah, then we'll get the 3rd-round pick. But either way, Rombo, we gave up a 3rd round to bring this man in. We knew we had to sign him, and he wanted to come here because he knows Kyle's system. And yes, when running behind Trent Williams, we have the most yards per attempt running to the left side. So I don't know what kind of film my homie James was watching on this one, but trust me when I say this, Trent Williams is the best run blocking tackle, and he's a great pass blocking tackle. He only gave up 3 sacks this year.
Yeah, no,
3 sacks this year.
And Shay, don't leave out that he took off a whole year, came back looking like that. Wait till next year.
Oh, absolutely. Rombo, and that's probably the best point you could make. Wait until next year after he had a full year knocking the rust off. I mean, come on, The number one priority is by far Trent Williams. And I'm sorry to anybody who thinks you want to cut corners. If that means we can't re-sign Kaywon and Barrett, well then I'm sorry. Bye. I'm sorry, but bye.
Actually, yes. Priority one is Williams, and everybody else falls behind him. That's true.
It's Williams by far. Because there's sometimes some tackles that are plug and play. But listen, after what we saw from Mike Mcglinchey, we were undoubtedly wrong. When we drafted Mike, this was the theory. He was a great run blocker coming out of Notre Dame, and that Kyle believed that we can turn him into a better pass blocker. That failed drastically. He is not any better than when he first entered the league. He's still great at run blocking, don't get me wrong, but as far as pass blocking, we are seeing this man get blown up at least 2 to 3 times a game. And it's not just by DNs or linebackers. He's getting blown up by defensive backs, by safeties. Okay? Ronbo, let's be real here, guys. Now, yeah, like you can draft like Wirfs coming out last year. He's proven doing wonders for the Buccaneers. He looks great blocking. I think he's the right tackle for them. So yeah, sometimes you can get guys, but we have a top 3 left tackle, top 2, and I don't even think he's 2 because he's a great pass blocker, but he's an even better run blocker. You have to re-sign that man. And yes, I'm sorry, but we knew what we were doing when we traded for the Redskins, and we knew it was on an ending year contract. Trent Williams wants to be paid, and he will be paid. And it's either we pony up for him or we don't, and we lose another. And everybody's complaining about the O-line. Well, if everybody's complaining about trying to protect Jimmy, give him a line, you're going to lose the best player we have on that O-line then?
And off the blind side. So that would be scary.
Right.
They're not going to let that happen, though. But you know what, Shay, you mentioned something earlier. There is going to be that player they're not going to be able to keep. Possibly because of Trent.
Right.
And I got a feeling, what's the highest paid LT getting in the league?
It's David Bakhtiari, and he's making $23 million. David Bakhtiari from the Packers is making $23 million.
23?
Yes.
That's QB money.
$23 million. So yeah, Ronbo. I mean, you had these guys are protecting the that's why the left tackle will always be the second most best position, because they are protecting the best player on the field's blind side. And it's the left tackle, Rombo.
I didn't know he was getting paid.
You won't have to pay this man.
You know, yeah. What was about? We were paying Joe Staley. How much was Joe getting?
Oh, Joe was getting like 15.
Oh, poor Joe. He got duped in his last couple of. Okay. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, Rombo. It's a wrap. You're gonna have to pay Trent. And now I'm thinking like, what we can do is we pay him. We can make the cap happen, because obviously anybody with a brain knows, right? It's just this year. Then after next year, the cap will start going back up. It'll go.
Yeah, you backload the contract. Somebody mentioned that earlier too.
The annual generated whatever tax revenue thing where it goes up 15% prior every year, right? Because it only took the hit because we had no fans. So hopefully next year, I think hopefully, God forbid, the country can go back to normal. People start going in games, or half the population start going in games. That would still boost the revenue. So everybody knows that what you can do, right, is you can do a backloaded contract deal for Trent. Now, that's depending on what Trent wants, but you might end up paying him more in the long run instead of him getting his money now. And we might end up having to give more guaranteed money later on for when the cap hits. And, like 2023, 2024, his contract could be aborted at that time.
But though, it could be an albatross.
Still doable.
Yeah, but the thing is,
because that's all cap is, right? The cap is you just have to stay under it each year, right?
Yeah.
So if you can backload it, then they'll do that, right?
Yeah, and that's all that matters. And I got a feeling they sound awfully confident in Santa Clara. I think they've got something in mind. We're going to see. Shane,
I hope.
Let me see you Thursday. All right.
We'll see you Thursday, Rombo.
Yeah.
Hey, but Rombo, shout out to my TNT brothers, Will, Dre, Trey, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, all my guys who call in, everybody. Rombo, thanks for being the best in the business, Rombo. Thank you for the platform, brother. We love you, and you have a good night, sir. You have a good night.
He's so
Go
good
Niners, man. Go Niners.
Thanks, Jay. Have a good night, fam. Oh. And bring him on in. Down.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to watch John as much as I can, because John gives you the feeling everything's under control when he talks. I'm looking at some of the guys we have to get back next year in order to make that Eddie Ramirez shut the hell up. I do know the guys I want to cut already. I've been making a list, but we can do that later. But about those 6 guys that I mentioned earlier, Do you see where they might be the guys, or do you want to get rid? Somebody's already gotten rid of Juice. Alex did, and James got rid of Trent. Now, what do you got going on, James?
Yeah. We gonna need James to, as Stephen A. says, stay off the weed. You don't get rid of Trent Williams. What we gonna do? Put Justin School in and start him? Yeah, that's the smart thing to do. Like, no, man, you can't be in there getting rid of Trent Williams. Sorry. Getting rid of Juice. I told everybody I'll stick to my story. If you get rid of Juice, they drafted Josh Hokett for that reason. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, they didn't draft Josh Hokett. They signed Josh Hokett for that reason. He's Juice's eventual replacement. And at the end of the day, man, look, if you're going to be on this team, I said it last time, I'll say it again, you're going to have to take a discount. We're going to tell you on the next year we'll get you. But right now, this year, your money might be a little low. Mm-hmm. We may tell you, hey, your signing bonus may look beautiful. But right now, this year, we're a little tight with strapped for cash. Mm-hmm. And everybody's not going to be able to stay. Mm. So we understand some guys may have priced themselves out. But at the end of the day, if they really love this team, they want to stay here. And Jed York is tapping into his inner Eddie DeBartolo. Then he'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. You know, because Eddie D had common policy, and common policy was figuring everything out. He's like, all right, look, you can stay, you go, pull this dude here, all right, put this dude there, you know. But at the end of the day, it still felt like a family. So you just try to do what you can. You can't really be mad at people, you know, if it's a situation where they can't stay. You got to understand some dudes want to get paid.
Yeah,
to be flat out honest with you, I'd love to have KB on a multi-year deal. I feel kind of shitty stringing him along with these little one-year deals.
I know.
To me, it's really stupid.
Especially at
because
this point.
I feel like him and Juice are very underutilized. You know, KB is the healthiest receiver we got. He'll never get in.
The dude ain't never been hurt, and we've seen him take some incredible shots and no pain, no pull muscles.
Don't never be hurt.
Nothing.
Mr. First Down, touchdown. Or God dang it, KB, you done dropped another pass.
Yeah,
like that's
it's one of the three always.
Those are his three monikers.
At least he's got three.
All the time. Those are the only three. Because that's basically what it is. Because you got to – the thing with KB is I think that's then that third one, he dropped another pass is probably why he doesn't wind up getting utilized as much. But you got to think, I mean, everybody drops a pass. But – at the same time, you don't want him to.
Key moments that kills.
Because, the key moments that kills you. But to me, I looked at it, like I said, I think there's about 40 to 41 free agents. Period, point blank. We got to keep at least about 15 of them. And my thing is, you bring back what I did start doing was looking at the free agents for next year. And guess who is a free agent that we could pick up and get rid of Weston Richburg?
Don't tell me Alex Mack. Oh, and you know Kyle's already thinking about it. Alex is his dude.
Why not?
Alex
is his dude. He ran his offensive line perfectly. We slide Brunskill back over the guard where the hell he's supposed to be.
He was one of the reasons behind Alex, Matty Ice's success. It was Mack. Mack could diagnose a defense, get it back to Matty, know exactly which play to run.
And you cut Weston Richburg. You don't owe him any more money, and you get rid of it. Weston, you want to come back here? Here's $1 million. You don't sign that deal, go elsewhere with your off-injured ass and see if you can do something. And Ronbo, I love you, brother, but stop with the Jalen Hurts. Stop.
I'm just praying. I want to see what he looks like. Healthy. I know he ain't gonna make it.
I know you looking at Jesus to create a miracle right now, and I'm sorry. I'm a jokingly say this because you praying the white Jesus. You got to pray the black Jesus.
God.
We gonna have to.
Well, Jalen's black. Maybe we can get a break on that.
Well, look, Jalen. I think you can look at Jalen and tell that boy mix up. We praying the black and white Jesus.
Yeah.
We praying to whatever Jesus we can find to get that boy healthy.
God,
because everybody gets mad at me. Well, tearing an ACL doesn't mean he's okay. He ain't fragile, injury prone.
But Jalen,
I got a bad back. Now I tore
yeah.
my ACL. Then next year, you know what I'm saying, he's going to tear a meniscus.
I mean, he
or
couldn't even get into the season.
With headaches that don't go away. Like, we can't keep doing that. And the thing is, to me, if he winds up on IR again next year, that's stupid. Cut him.
Yeah, he might quit.
And always,
is on his own.
Yeah, just let it go, man.
God,
I mean,
man.
and D Ford, cut him. Please cut D Ford. Good
I got a
God,
feeling he
get rid of the
retires.
man already.
I can't
No,
imagine.
he ain't gonna
really
retire.
bad.
He ain't. Let me tell you
think he'll
something.
stay?
There are players in this world that love money.
Yes,
There are players
that's
in
true.
this world that
Probably all of them.
understand when their time is up. He ain't about to let that damn money go for no reason. He gonna come back. Yeah, guys, I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Like
Bring him
he did
along
last
until the
year.
money becomes guaranteed. And next thing you know, we on the hook for that damn salary, and he's sitting on the sidelines again, doing not a damn thing for this franchise. It's a waste of money. But you know who I did see who was out there? There's a guy named Yannick Ngakoue who had 8 sacks this year. He's a free agent.
And they pissed him off in Jacksonville. Where's he playing now?
I think he's in Minnesota. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But
That's
the whole
someplace to
point
be.
is there's a few small edge rushers out there. And re-signing Trent has to be our number one priority strictly because the left tackle market is extremely thin. We don't have anyone that we can replace Trent with. And we're not going to put Justin School at left tackle and think he's going to do anything because we all know what happens when he gets in there.
Oh.
You know, I love School and it's nice, but the thing is, he can't handle elite pass rushers.
And he's no Trent
He just
Williams.
can't.
We got to go. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to look for you Thursday. And fam, he is at Swift D over on of course, Twitter. And you Instagram, 49_Dion. If y'all want to get at him, D says, bring it. He'll whoop your booty. And also,
I will. I'm right there. I'm ready for you. Seahawks fans, where you at? Doing all that crybaby stuff. Oh, we was going to get everybody. And look what happened to Russell. Look, poor Russell. The Rams defense ate his ass alive. Leonard Floyd lived in his backyard. He was looking at him. He was laughing.
And they didn't just tackle Russ. They went after him like Russ stole their lunch money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Leonard Floyd came in there and told him, he was like, man, I'm about to start dating Sierra if you don't stop acting like you want to throw this ball. I'm taking your woman first.
All right, D. I'll see you Thursday, fam.
Hey, have a good night, brother. All right.
Thanks, D. Honestly, did you see the way the Rams were as if they were really trying to hurt Russie? I mean, Aaron Rodgers hurt himself trying to bounce Russie to the dirt. Aaron's actually, I heard a rumor, Aaron's going to play this weekend, too. He'll be ready to go. Of course, they could be kidding, too. Also, Niner Gang Podcast, 9ER Gang Podcast for D. Hey, it's Tony! Aloha, brah!
Aloha, Ronbo. How you doing on this fine Tuesday evening?
Doing great, Tony. You know, I'm looking at our situation, and we're all aware of it. You know, I try not to think about it too much because I'd rather go have a piece of cheesecake. I like to feel good every moment I can, you know. But when you think about it, the Trent Williams thing, contrary to what James may believe, has got to happen. James, you know, I'm just kidding, man. But, you know, I didn't know Bakari was getting paid $23 million.
Yeah, got to protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side. And it's really unfortunate that this year there aren't a whole lot of quality left tackles past Penei Sue coming out, or else maybe number 12 might be enough to get our Joe Staley replacement. But that's just where we are right now. So, you know?
Yeah. What was Staley like in his first year?
They had him at right tackle. Remember, because Jonas Jennings was starting at left in Staley's first year, and they started him at right. And then I think Jennings left after that year. Then they moved him to left. But he was pretty much our Iron Man and, you know, Mr. Personality and all that good stuff.
Yeah, those always were great. I mean, do you remember how good was he? Did he look? Were we impressed? You see, because Mike Mcglinchey, the plan originally was for him to stay over there until Joe leaves, and he's supposed to come in a left tackle. Do you realize, Tony, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be in this situation?
Yeah,
we could get a right tackle.
I remember the common wisdom going into that year was I remember PFF saying how right tackle was the new left tackle and how like Jason Peters was the new prototypical like offensive lineman at right tackle, and that left tackle wasn't as important, and so they were planning to keep Mcglinchey at right because I guess that's where that's where they thought he was going to thrive. But I mean, he's still an excellent run blocker. He is still an excellent run blocker.
One of the best in the league according to PFF. Yeah. So.
Yep. Yeah, he just needs to put. We all know it. Just needs to put on some weight and hopefully be able to stand his ground better. Because his rookie, I feel like he played better his rookie year and his second year. But in both those years, we had better center play than we had this year. No disrespect to Brunskill, who filled in admirably, but Brunskill is I think is a guard, and actually he's really kind of a swing tackle. But we need that center position. And it does necessitate us signing Trent Williams, and he is going to cost a lot of money. And actually, the thing that worries me about Trent Williams is that, he's starting to get a little long in the tooth. I mean, linemen can play till long, into their late 30s. So, I mean, Saffold, for instance, is able to play that late. But Trent Williams is 33. So
wait, is Williams 33? I thought it was only 31. Yeah. He's 33.
I think so. Maybe I looked at the wrong line on Over the Cap, but I was.
No, you're probably right. I thought I was just thinking he was 31. I thought he, but I'm definitely probably wrong. 33. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He deserves to get paid too because of how he really did play excellent this season. And I don't blame him at all for wanting to cash in and for maximizing his time, Well, he also got screwed. Yeah, he got screwed by the football team. So, all in all, he's definitely worth it. The only upside to us losing Trent Williams is that will factor in very favorably for us in the 2022 compensatory formula. But getting a third round pick in return, what do we give a fifth and a third? I think for Williams, so that's not nothing back. But the only upside I could see comes in 2 years after they figure out all that jazz. But so I want to talk about two things, Ronbo. First of all, to answer your questions at the top. The free agents I would like to see us re-sign, and these are all unrestricted free agents. Unlike Jeff Wilson Jr. is a restricted free agent, so we could second round tender him. But guys who I want us to re-sign, number one, of course, is Trent Williams. Number two, it's Jaquiski Tart. Number three, Kaywon Williams. Number four, Akello Witherspoon. You see what I'm doing here? Because coverage is very, very important. I think almost more important than pass rush is in this day and age in the NFL. Number five, I'd like DJ Jones to be re-signed. And then number six, the guy we got in a trade with the Jets this season in Jordan Willis, who's a young speed rusher off the edge. And those are the six people I would like to see re-signed. Now, we are not the GMs of the team, so who knows how this is all going to shake out. But I want those guys back so it causes as little disruption, especially in the defensive secondary, knowing we're going to be losing Robert Saleh as possible. But in regards to just us playing fantasy GM, I kind of put together a little fun what I call the faithful fantasy scenario from my mind. Now I'm sure all the people in the comment section are going to think I'm crazy, and maybe I think I am. But I have an 8-point plan for what we should do next season, Ronbo. So hear me out here.
We definitely want to hear it. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Number one, you and I believe in Jimmy G, and I think he is going to be the guy for us and ought to be the guy for us. We have him signed to what, compared to the rest of the league, is a decent, though not great deal. Jimmy G should restructure a little bit to free up the cap space. And the reason why he needs to do that is for two reasons. Number one, so we can re-sign Trent Williams, and so we can do it without having to cut Weston Richburg, okay? But we will have to cut D Ford. Now, I think, and this is my fantasy situation here, Weston Richburg, again, also under contract for the next next 3 seasons. Next 2 seasons, actually. He rehabs after taking a year and a half off and comes back and plays and is the center that we signed him to be. Okay, so we moved Brunskill back to guard, and all of a sudden that stabilizes that offensive line going into next season. Okay, so immediately. If he can play at the level he played at in 2019. So knock on wood for that. Okay, next thing up. Okay, Niners trade down from pick number 12. Okay, get into the bottom half of the first round of the draft. And with that stabilized offensive line, knowing we're losing Robert Saleh and knowing that defense is probably going to take a step back, I think we should draft into strength in the back half of the first round, and we should take Najee Harris, who would be amazing in a Kyle Shanahan offense. The running back.
Did you say
the
second
running
round?
back? No, in the back half of the first round. Running backs have been typically going in the back half of the first round. Also, with that,
I was watching Najee. I got a feeling he's going to go in the first round. So good. Okay.
Yep. No. He will. Just like the guy from the Raiders did a couple of years ago. He will go in the back half of the first round. But the other thing is you get the 5th-year option if you draft him in the back half of the first round.
Right.
So we keep Jimmy G as the franchise quarterback. Trade back into the back of the first round. Maybe pick up some extra picks so we can then move up in the second and take some more interior offensive line depth. But then play it out with that roster that I described there before, and then we wait until the trade deadline. And at the trade deadline, we trade the 2022 first-round draft pick, 4th-round draft pick, and 6th-round draft pick to the Bears and acquire Khalil Mack. So we got both off one end, Khalil Mack off the other, and our secondary, Super Bowl, baby. That's the faithful fantasy scenario, sir.
I always wonder, your trade partner, would the Bears say, we love it? Because I wonder how they feel about Khalil. Because they've got a really scary. Although Khalil has been kind of quiet recently, but still.
Did you see him? He looks fine. He looks like he's still Khalil Mack. Did you watch that? I mean, the Bears didn't play well. I mean, the Bears, they limped their way into the playoffs, and they have had coaching issues and all sorts of stuff like that. But Khalil Mack will be fine. The other thing is that Khalil Mack's big money deal, the next year is the biggest money year. So if we acquire him halfway through, we only have to pay half that deal. And then the subsequent second and third years at the end of that deal, his cap figure drops drastically. So all of a sudden he becomes a lot more affordable. So if you look at it, given the quality player that he would be, if we could pair him up with Bosa, I mean, he's better than D Ford. That's for darn sure.
That would be just absurd.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantasies, Ronbo.
And everybody's talking about bring Nick's brother over. We'll be in the, you bring Khalil and be with Nick now. Phone it in. You're not going to get any work done.
Imagine how much better that makes Armstead and Kinlaw too. I mean, I'm just saying, if we're fantasizing about this,
It's a good fantasy. That's a wet
Harris
dream, bro.
And Mac. Super Bowl next year, along with all those wonderful ideas that maybe, probably won't work out, but that's okay. We're not the GMs, we're just fans, right? So we're allowed.
There you go. We're allowed. Damn right. Sorry, let me see you Thursday. And
all right, do my best.
And I hope your fantasies come to fruition.
Knock on wood, Ronbo. Let's see it. All right. Take care of yourself, brother.
You too, man. Night. Aloha. There's Tony. I like Tony's deal a lot. Wait a minute. No way. Is that Chill Pill Phil?
Hey, Ronbo.
It is Phil.
Hey, Khalil Mack, you can't afford him next year. The contract's too big next year, so it's just fantasy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, because but Tony, the way he structured it, what did he? He had something worked out there where it's affordable though. But anyway, it is a nice thought, though. Khalil Mack and Nick on the same field at the same time. Can you imagine what quarterbacks are saying a week before the game? We're going to San Francisco? Yeah. Okay, listen, Coach. Are we gonna make some accommodations to deal with Bosa and Mack? Hey, let me coach the team, and you just play quarterback. Because the coach doesn't know himself. Go ahead, Phil. What are you thinking about these, these priorities?
You have to re-sign Trent Williams. That's number one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anybody that doesn't think that is ridiculous. I mean, but the thing is, you can give him a signing bonus of say $20 million, contract of $3 million. The signing bonus gets spread over the length of the contract. So if you have like a 4-year contract that goes to $5 million a year, so that would be $8 million against the cap next year if you did something like that, and then you pay him in subsequent years down the road with cap hits. So there's ways to work these things out, and he's going to get his money one way or the other. And Bartiari did get $21 million, and you're right that Trent Williams is 31. So. Anyway, you could give him a 4 or 5 year contract, no problem.
Yeah, because the way he's moving right now, he ain't going to decline that much.
Yeah. So I think you got to sign Trent Williams. I think you got to sign Barrett. I think you're going to get Mosley on a second round tender.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cheap. And then I think you need to sign Spoon, and therefore you don't need to draft a corner.
Hey, I'm pretty sure they're going to sign Spoon, just because they're going to think they're going to get him for not an exorbitant amount of money, but something they can probably afford.
And I would draft a guard center somewhere in the draft. I think, you can't rely on Richburg. And Gardner and Rumskill are not great at their positions, so I think you can upgrade there in the interior line. And I think part of the problem that Mcglinchey had was he had a weak right guard and a weak center. So he's a great run blocker, but I think he's had to take the brunt of the right side of the line because we were weak there. So
yeah, he wasn't this bad last year, and even what you're saying makes sense. Mike had more problems jumping off sides than he did all those missed blocks that he had this year. And you're right, he was the main guy over there.
He had a tough year this year, but I think he's fine. The other thing is that
Phil, one thing I want to mention, though, Phil, because just to go along with what you're saying, some people don't realize you keep shifting bodies around, and somebody else mentioned that. Dion mentioned that. This is like basketball. Guys, you got to pick, roll. Guys got to come off of each other. They got to know each other and know how to work together. This was the problem. One of the problems in the offensive line, it wasn't so much the talent as it was them not working together. That's why last year's offensive line was so good. Those guys already been together for a year. So,
yeah, I think we just piecemeal stuff in there this year and because of injuries, and I think Mcglinchey suffered for it. The other guy that I think suffered for it is Armstead. Everybody's on the chat side is saying get rid of Armstead.
He's not an edge rusher.
But you know what? Without Bosa, who are you going to double team? You're going to double team Armstead. And the rest of the guys, you don't worry about it. And so they had better years than Armstead because he's getting two guys against him every time.
Yeah.
So, bring Bosa back, bring, another guy in there, maybe a Blair. I don't know, but that would help Armstead's numbers tremendously. So
you're going to keep him on the inside. Exactly.
So, I don't know. I think the free agent market is going to dictate what we do in the draft. No doubt about that. But the guy we need to sign is Trent Williams. I think Barrett. I think Spoon. I think I'd like to see Kendrick come back, maybe at lower numbers because he is a backup wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a 3-4.
And I'd like to see him restructure Jimmy, to somewhere around $20 million versus 27.
And I think Jimmy's going to go for that.
The other thing is that
go ahead.
Jimmy's manager is the guy who did Brady, and Brady took pay cuts to help the team
all the time.
Yeah. So I think Jimmy's going to look at his market value, and if I was the Niners, I'd say, here's your market value, $21 million. Are you willing to restructure? Mm-hmm. And so we can keep Trent Williams and keep guys around. And I think Juice you need to sign. I think guys are crazy drafting a tight end. Tight ends get paid more than Juice. So
I forgot about that, especially that George is set to reset the table. And you know what? How do you feel, real quickly? How do you feel about Juice, though? I
love Juice because he's a Harvard guy. He's very smart. He can understand
what Kyle's cooking
system, and he's one of the best blocking fullbacks in the league. And he makes our run game that much better. When Kittle and Juice were out, our run game suffered dramatically.
Yeah, when they're out, but when they're there, we're running, and we're running with authority. So that's why I worry about him.
Mostert's getting 8 or 9 yards a carry sometimes. I mean, it was just crazy. But that's the problem is that when those guys are out, the running backs aren't as good. So,
Phil, Juice was like Jimmy's main Dog. Last year, when the media and everybody was attacking Jimmy, Juice was right in their face like, you give me a bitch. Dude took us to the Super Bowl. We got all the faith in the world. I said, look at Juice.
Yeah,
Juice got
Kittle.
attitude when he
Juice
comes
and
after
Kittle.
him,
Those
too.
were the two guys.
Yeah. So if Jimmy's going to take a cut, take it for your dog, Jimmy. You know? So,
Exactly. Exactly.
I
So I
think he will.
think Jimmy will. I think Lynch is just kind of not saying anything because
Yeah.
he
There's no need to
can't
put
say
it out
anything
there.
at this point in time.
And he never puts
You
his
know?
laundry out.
And
Yeah, that's, yeah.
the Niners are much quieter now than since the bulky years. And,
That's all we got was things out of, Jesus, it was terrible. You're right. So glad that's over.
so let's not forget those years. Those were horrible years.
I
So,
didn't.
this is good times compared to those years. So, anyway.
Well, Phil, we're
I
going to
think
go.
you're right on the guys we need to sign, but I think we need to draft a quarterback just for the future.
Oh, you
I
got
think
it.
in the second round we go that route.
Because you're not
And in
keeping
the first
CJ.
round, I don't know what we go. I
Yeah,
like
'cause you're not keeping
Peyton
CJ
back
and Nick.
getting more bodies, but
Yeah. So you got to get somebody, no matter what. They got to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't go the route they do. But get somebody in there to really push Jimmy. I want to put some pressure on him. See, contrary to popular belief, I know Jimmy can play. I don't need to see broken ankle Jimmy or whatever to decide that's who he is. That kid can play. He just needs to be healthy.
When he's on the field, he wins.
Hell yeah. And all this
That's the
BS
bottom
about,
line.
hey, son, you can't use a statue. That's bullshit. That's crap. We've seen him do better. So we'll see what happens next year.
With if we get a Debo healthy for a whole season and Ayuk healthy for a whole season, you and Kittle healthy for a whole season.
Now he's
and
got
you
the
keep the offensive
weapons.
line
Exactly.
intact and the running back intact, Jimmy will look really good.
Yeah, he's got star weapons finally. Phil, we gotta go. Let me see you Thursday.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, Phil.
Okay.
Good night.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. And hey, Lee. Come on in, Lee.
Ronbo. What's up, Ronbo?
Lee, I was thinking, like, the list of guys that cannot escape. You know, Lee, I'm already wondering about the reaction we're going to have. The 49ers lost Kyle Juszczyk today. And, hey, but Lee, you know what's so funny about Juice? That point about nobody's going to pay Juice the kind of money for a fullback that he's getting in San Francisco. So Juice may, for the best money he's going to get, he may have to stay with the 49ers.
Yeah, well, the thing with Kaywon, but he's a fullback at the end of the game. By the end of the day, you know what I mean? So
I know.
Like, you got to take it in the value
Because
of that
everybody's up
position.
Kyle's
It's not as
offense.
high as other positions. Yeah, he's a great run blocker, and I like him. Remember, he's that extra option too. He can catch the ball. But the other thing is, you look at value, and if you're paying a guy like that quite a lot of money, and we're in the position where we are, we've got to re-sign so many guys. You got to look at that as that's not the guy we need to sign. The first guy we need to lock up and sign is exactly earlier. I heard I was driving, but Shay was saying Trent Williams. That's the guy you lock up, Ronbo, left tackle. The guy is great for our run game and our passing game. You need him for your quarterback. So that's the guy that you really need to focus on, paying the money, give him the bag, and move forward. So hopefully we lock him up. We also gave away, like they were saying, the picks. So that's even more crucial that we sign him up to a long-term deal. Don't do what we did with Sanders,
Emmanuel Mosley,
remember?
where we gave away the picks for Emmanuel Mosley and he left. That was painful. Second and was that a second and third round? Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was multiple picks.
Third?
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, that's the problem we've had, Ronbo, and I've said to guys for years, is that I love Kyle as a play caller, and he knows offenses so well, the X's and O's of the game. But him and John Lynch, when they came to this organization, I take my hats off when they got us to a Super Bowl, but they made a lot of mistakes along the way. It's like, when you get put into a job you haven't done before, Lynch wasn't a scout, neither was Kyle, so he stepped up from, a positional coach, then to a coordinator, now to a head coach, and he has to take on a lot more responsibilities. And they've sort of made a lot of mistakes, especially in drafting them. But I think we've given up 12 picks to get these two wide receivers we got now with Ayuk and Debo. We've given up 12 picks in 3 years.
Wait, did we have to give up a pick for? I thought we got Ayuk at the end. Oh, we did trade up to get him. I forgot. We traded back up into the first round.
And we traded up for Peters. We've been doing this for years over giving up all these picks.
Well, at least Ayuk worked out.
Yeah, at least
it looks
Debo
like
and
he's going to work
Ayuk are
out.
starting to show that these guys, or Debo showed it last year, right? But
But
the thing is, that's why I
Lee,
disagree with.
Lee, one thing though. Remember,
Yeah.
Pettis looked good in his first year. Oh, that's not
Nah.
gonna happen twice.
Didn't like him, Ronbo. Didn't like him from the day we drafted him. He was a pussycat.
I know.
Real. He's a pussycat.
You could tell in practice before the season started, he was avoiding plays. He was bailing on plays because he thought he was about to take contact. Oh, man.
And remember, Kyle loved him too because we've got a philosophy too in this team that when we're drafting guys, we like guys that can do multiple things. Kyle doesn't use 11-man offense. He uses 20 guys, and that's the difference. And so,
Good point.
going back to the juice check thing, Ronbo, we don't really need him. We can use double tight ends. We can use guys like Hurd. Like we can use Wally and Kittle. We got Jordan Reed. Like the double tight ends would work really well. As the Patriots set it up, and now go have a look at the Rams. They're back in the playoffs. They do the same thing with the double tight ends. Ronbo. So they can alleviate that if we lose juice. There's so many options.
Yeah.
But
And
the
those
one
tight
thing,
ends
Ronbo,
provide
I was
another.
laughing at the other day
Go ahead.
was that the guys that want to move up, they want to give the farm for this quarterback. Like, we're not going to get probably the first or the second quarterback. We're looking at more like maybe the third, the fourth, maybe the fifth ranked guy. So I don't want to give the farm. I don't want to give our future away and then bank having to put all our eggs in one basket for this quarterback. We're going to have to give up 3, 4, 5, 6 picks to get into the top to get these top tier guys.
I can't
And
imagine
I'm not
them
mortgaging
doing
our
that.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we've missed one first before, Ronbo. Like, look at guys like Aaron Rodgers, the 20th pick. A guy like Tom Brady. Look how late he went. Like, these guys, these generational guys that have been great for years and years.
Are not
you
always
don't
in the
have to
first
pick in
round.
the top
Yeah.
5.
That's true.
Exactly. Mahomes was on the top 5 quarterback. And like, the people that like go, oh, the TNT guys like Trey and Shay, like, I like listening to them, but sometimes I don't see what they're saying, Ronbo. Like, they're going, oh, he could be the next Mahomes if we move up. He's got more chance of being the next Josh Rosen, Ronbo. Let's be real.
I mean, Lee, there's more
We're not all
buzz.
going to get a lotto ticket. Think we're going to win lotto.
Oh, well, yeah, because there's more first-round quarterbacks that are mediocre after they get to the NFL. And this is what people have to be careful about, and John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are looking at closely. We look at certain guys in the draft, first-round picks, right? The guys are the golden boys. They come to the NFL, and all of a sudden they become average to pedestrian. I see them,
Look
you
at
got to know
Darnold,
what you...
Ronbo.
Huh?
Look at Darnold, Darnold, Sam Darnold.
Oh, Sam
He was supposed
Darnold.
to be the best quarterback.
Golden boy.
He struggled, right?
Look at Cooper Kupp and Trubisky. I mean, not Cooper Kupp, but I mean Berkeley from L.A. Anyway, and then you look Carson Wentz.
Goff?
These guys, Jared, yeah. Jared Goff was number 1 in the draft. Baker Mayfield. These guys are not. You got to be careful with that first-round pick. That's why the 49ers don't normally pick a quarterback. This goes back for years in the first round.
Yeah, and sometimes those top guys aren't the best. That's why if you're going to get a quarterback, I think it's more safer to pick one later in the draft or to maybe don't push so hard and give up so much of your farm to go right to the top, If you take less risk, sometimes it's going to be better for us because we have more than one hole. We need offensive line. We could use defensive backs. We need linebacker. Quan's gone. There's a lot of positions. We couldn't even have the edge rusher like we were saying the other day. So I'm not with this moving the whole, giving away everything for a third or fourth quarterback. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So that's why it's probably not going to happen. And you can tell Lynch and Shanahan, they're just not interested in doing that. I would bet the farm. There won't be a first-round pick. There will be one, but he won't be a first-round pick. And we're going to question the guy they pick up like we do, and then he's going to show whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Before I go, Robert, like the other thing that's getting really intriguing is the personnel. We've got Salah, like the Detroit Lions, one of the Jets. Apparently got him a second interview. They're real keen on him. Then you've got Mayhew. Apparently the Redskins are interviewing him. If we lose these guys, like they are a lost organization, but we get double third-round picks, remember?
Well, because those two guys,
This year
man, they
and
did a
next year.
lot. So, well, Lee, we're out of time. Always a pleasure. I'll see you Thursday, okay?
Thank you, Ronbo. Shout out to 49 Empire. Shout out to everyone in the chat. The original guys that have been there for a long time, like Jeff Tan. And thanks, Ronbo.
Thank you, Lee. Good night, fam. And Gerald Bateman, G was a second-round pick. And by the way, He's 20, how much? See, what I can always throw at you people who hate Jimmy G so much, he frigging wins. That's the bottom line. Hey, Zeus!
Yo, Ronbo!
Hey, Zeus, come on in, man. I'm a little concerned. I mean, everybody's worried about who's going to get re-signed as far as the free agents next year, right? Our guys. And so, you look at, we got 6 guys that are going to cost a fortune. So, how are they going to do? And then John Lynch is sitting back doing interviews. Anything over $175 million, it's going to be gravy. And we feel pretty good about bringing back the guys we're going to need. John, really? Okay. Oh, okay. So, but Jesus, what do you think? Is John Lynch, is he behind the line sweating? Or what's going on with that? Oh, my God.
Yeah, John Lynch has done nothing but good on our team, I feel. I feel like him drafting Reuben Foster and Solomon Thomas in 2017 was the best, but he came in real clutch in the later rounds.
Yeah.
He was
probably, John Lynch didn't know what he was doing, when he first came, right? He was just a guy that used to be in the booth. He's a Pro Bowl guy. Not Pro Bowl, but a Hall of Fame guy. But that's why they sent over Adam Peters, his good buddy John Elway says, Adam, come over and help you, which I can't believe he did. Martin Mayhew. These guys are like giants in the business, right? So that may have been, but he should have learned since those guys left, or since they've been with us for so long. So maybe he'll be okay.
Almost definitely, there's a lot of pieces that I would like to keep in free agency, but, Trent Williams wants a lot of money,
Man,
I really want to keep Trent Williams.
We have to.
Trent Williams and Juice and Kaywon Williams is the best nickel corner in the game. Very good. It just matters about like what do the 49ers want to go all in on. Because if you sign Trent Williams, you're gonna probably just give up your whole cap that you had for other players that were dirt cheap, like Ronald Blair, DJ Jones. We still have to worry about Hyder going. We have to keep Hyder too. He's good.
Yeah, I don't even know what Ronnie Blair looks like. I don't know. I think Blair is probably as talented as Hyder. I think he's a little faster. Hyder's just really instinctively is really good. He might be quicker than I thought too, because I watch him and he looks fat, but that dude can get a quarterback. I think
He looks like a D tackle, but he's playing end.
I know. I just think that, man. I wonder if I could get him down about 10 pounds, how much more effective he would be. I think he likes his food.
Nah, man. I don't need any more Niner players losing weight, bro.
A little bit. But for a defensive guy, it's okay. Man, we'll see. Because I like him, though. I want him. He could have got 10 sacks this year if he'd have played with Nick on the other side, Eric on the inside. And we needed Javon Kinlaw to just get a little better. But if you got good edge rushers, now Javon Kinlaw becomes extremely dangerous. I can't wait to see if they got a proper edge rusher, what Kinlaw's going to look like next year, because he was coming on.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just there's a lot more to it. Kyle Shanahan needs an offensive coordinator, and I know that I was talking to Kobe on the chat earlier, and he said that Kyle doesn't need an offensive coordinator. We need an offensive coordinator to help out our offense a lot. Kyle Shanahan is putting too much pressure on himself already. I really believe that we need an offensive coordinator. I really feel like we need an offensive coordinator.
But I don't want to change okay, how about what if he got somebody, an assistant, to take some of the other stuff off his plate? If anything, I wish Kyle would let somebody else do the rest of the grunt work, and you just focus on making that offense, Kyle, effective. Because Kyle's I don't know that you find anybody more smart
Kyle's
than
gonna
he
have
is.
more. I was going to have more on his plate if Saul was going to leave.
Yeah.
It's all in leaves, we're ready to start looking for defensive coordinators. Dollars will possibly going to the Jets or Detroit Lions. So
I got a feeling he keeps his in-house. I think it's going to be Maceo. You know what? I really do. I don't think he's going to go outside of the organization to get a DC. Not now.
I don't know, man. I really believe that our boy Kyle Shanahan, if he was to bring offensive coordinators to teach him the system and to work on where
would you start looking for an OC?
In college, man, in college on, who has a more productive offense and who fits a similar scheme and who's really going to help out our team and benefit our team. Kyle Shanahan could do that, but he just wants to be selfish and he just wants to do it himself because he doesn't want an offensive coordinator like telling him, how to run the offense when he's the main guy.
Jesus, I don't know. If you could find me somebody better than Shanahan at play calling and designer, maybe.
No, I want Kyle Shanahan. No, I want Kyle Shanahan as our head coach. Injuries are part of the game, and a lot of people will disagree with me on Kyle Shanahan. His play decision is not good when we're losing the game, when we're down by 3, and Kyle Shanahan wants to go heavy pass. With Jimmy G, I'm not gonna lie, Jimmy G is not a passer, Ronbo. He's not a down the field guy.
I will argue that all day. Why? I'm going from 2017. Garoppolo was straight money, and that's why I know people forgot that, but I didn't. When he's out there, and I think at this point, I think he knows Shanahan's offense well enough where he can actually move freely, quickly, without a lot of thought. He's been trying to figure that out. He hasn't put enough time in. He put a full year in last year, and now I think he's ready. You move now, and now that means, because I think I'm going to get to say what I say all the time. I told you guys. I'm looking forward to it next year. I've been right every time except for Pettis.
Right.
And I might be right about Spoon if he would just be consistent. So I want to see G again next year with no high ankle sprain, with primetime weapons now, unlike he's had for the last couple of years. I think we got something coming of a surprise. At least not for me, but I think it's going to be a surprise for a lot of people. He can play. This stuff about he can only throw 2 yards, all that crap.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I do.
And Andres is mad. He's saying I'm tripping balls, bro. You're a bum ass bitch, Andres. You're hella stupid if you don't know the 49ers team, bro.
It's just,
just hop off, bro.
It's late. We got to go, though.
Bro,
hey.
what I'm saying is true. I'm saying is true, though. We need an offensive coordinator to help out Kyle Shanahan.
All right, Jesus, go get him because we're out of time. I'm going to see you Thursday.
Go get him?
Yeah, the dudes, because they're waiting for you to chat. Go get them. I love when you get them. It's entertainment.
For sure, it's good.
All right, fam.
All right.
See you Thursday.
All right.
Hey, Jay.
Well,
Oh, here he is. Jimmy's other
yes.
fan. Jimmy's big
yes.
fan.
You already know. Oh, man.
But
Where was that guy talking about Kyle Shanahan?
I know the OC. Jay, there's a lot of people who feel like that way. I always think, okay, but Kyle is the smartest guy we're going to get. That's why we brought him over here, because of his genius in offensive setups.
Rambo, that's like having the doctor being a police officer. Like, for real.
That's good.
His play calling is the reason why he's the offensive head coach.
I know.
That's the reason. That's the only reason he's our head coach, because he know how to call plays.
And the thing is,
and he wasn't coming up to be an offensive coordinator.
Right, and when them knuckleheads don't execute, it wasn't Shanahan as much as it was them. So I agree.
Jimmy, it must was Jimmy.
Not only him, but you look at Kyle, remember that Wildcat play he called? And then later on, we found out Mcglinchey missed his assignment. I imagine in practice, they probably had it down. And then when he got to the game, Mike missed his block. Dude came in there and killed that Wildcat right away. So you can't have guys messing up like that. So yeah.
Exactly. And then I hear people talking about, oh, yeah, we need another elite edge rusher. We need an elite corner. Or what about us having an elite quarterback? The number one position on the team. I don't understand. Kyle Shanahan said it in his press conference himself. He said the teams that have long success in the NFL have two things: a great head coach and an elite quarterback. Kyle Shanahan said that.
Well, they'll be looking for one this year, at least to come in and learn. I doubt they just tell Jimmy goodbye, but there'll be somebody. They'll draft a quarterback. I just don't know when and where.
Man, they holding on to Jimmy until they get a better option to get him out.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's why they ain't that's why they ain't touched his contract yet.
Well, that's why they got to draft a kid, too, that's coming in. They got to see that he's got promise. And this time, you bring one in there to actually push and compete against Jimmy. And that makes sense.
You bring somebody in that you know won't replace Jimmy. Somebody you believe is better than Jimmy.
But you think
10 times better than Jimmy.
Well, the thing is, that don't exist. But anyway, Jay, I'm thinking, you're talking about making a trade or bringing somebody over from another team.
Hey, look, man, it ain't that serious. Y'all trying to hype it. You want to trade a first round next year? This the 12th pick.
I know where he's going. You're going after Watson.
Say we keep our draft, all the draft picks we got right now. We keep all the draft picks we got right now. We just traded 12 picks we got, first round next year, and maybe a second round in 2022. You know what I mean? Trade up. See, this how we can trade up. We supposed to get 4 third-round picks.
Whoa, Jay. Are you talking about some of the golden boys in the draft?
Oh, yeah. You know I am. Oh, you with Deshaun?
Who do you like?
Deshaun or one to go? Look, because we gonna say, look, even if we the first round we lose next year, we saving money.
Who you going after?
Second round the year before that, we still saving money. You know what I mean? This team,
Who are you going after?
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. You already know who I'm going after. He going number 2 first.
Jay,
you feel what I'm saying? Him or Deshaun or Matthew Stafford.
But you believe he's going to be a star, right? You believe he's going to be a star.
I know. I believe he is, and I know if Shanahan had him. You know what I mean? If you watch their games, they run our same offense. They do the reverses. They run our same offense, but they take shots down the field too.
Hey, you know what?
I mean?
I hope if we get him, I got no problem with that. I just don't want to run the full risk like a lot of people do. You get him, he comes in, but he's behind Jimmy, and let's see what he looks like.
Jimmy gone.
Hell no.
Jimmy contract.
No.
Jimmy contract is Trent Williams.
Ain't
point
no
blank
rookie coming in.
That's how you look at that.
Jay, you know the game. You know
I'm
the game.
just saying.
Ain't no way a rookie's going to come in and run Kyle Shanahan's offense from scratch. He's going to take some time this season.
Jimmy came in there 2 weeks and won 5 games.
They ran
with a rookie in the whole all season.
Jay,
you think he ain't gonna be ready enough to do something similar to what Jimmy did?
You can't run rehearsed plays for the whole season. That's why this is why I don't understand why did anybody notice. Jimmy came in and learned those rehearsed plays. He was excellent, but then the following year he had to learn the playbook. Then all of a sudden it slowed down. I don't know why nobody noticed that. That wasn't the same Jimmy in year 2. Jimmy regressed. No, he didn't. He's trying to learn that offense, and that ain't easy.
He regressed. He got hurt. That was the problem.
Well, the first 2 or 3 weeks. The first 2 or 3 weeks before he got hurt, before he played Kansas City, he regressed. Come on, man, that's just stupid. No, he didn't. He's the same guy. He's trying to learn Shanahan's offense, and it wasn't really coming on quick.
I got you, Rambo. Check this out. So he regressed that week. So did he regress week 1 against Arizona or week 2
this year
when he played like some boo-boo? When he just coming off a Super Bowl, where he played his first full season with 3 years under his belt in Kyle Shanahan offense that he should know by now, and he came out these first 2 games and looked like some straight garbage, like he ain't never been in his offense a day in his life.
The first game against the Cardinals, granted, and I don't know what that was about. The second week,
it's Jimmy.
The second week, did you see garbage in the second week against the Jets? Really?
Look, you see what Deshaun Watson did with a 5-11 team with no receivers, no defense. He put up 5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions on that bum team with no talent.
And how many games? How many games did they win?
Because a lot of people say we don't want to give up 4 first-round picks and mortgage our future. Yeah, okay. Check this out.
Deshaun hasn't done anything yet. He's been in the league how many years?
But I'm just saying, that's because he ain't on our team. If he was on our team, look, y'all wouldn't give up 4 first-round picks. When the last time we won a Super Bowl? It's been about, 25 years? So you wouldn't give up, y'all wouldn't sacrifice the next 4 years of first-round picks for one Super Bowl? To get Deshaun or elite quarterback and have at least one Super Bowl in the next 5 years? I would give up.
That's a lot of guarantees. That's a lot of guarantees for first round.
25 since we won one per year.
Yeah. And I don't doubt Deshaun's okay. I just said
okay.
Deshaun, he ain't did nothing yet. He ain't did nothing, James.
He ain't got nobody on the team. They traded away his best.
But see, that's the thing.
They traded away his best receiver, and he had his best year.
That's another thing I was going to mention. He's had an elite receiver. Jimmy's never had an elite receiver. This is the thing. Every excuse is given everybody, but when it comes to Jimmy, he don't get nothing but criticism.
Rambo.
He sucks and on and on and on. So you know what? Jimmy's had 2 rookies and one guy, Emmanuel Sanders, one year, and he went to the Super Bowl with him. But he can get no love for that. No, it was all about the defense and run. That's why I don't jump in that, because I look at the whole picture. And y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right.
What TV you be watching? What game? I need to watch the games with you. Now you put on your big dog.
You do. I'm telling you. I like
need
Jimmy.
to have what's in that cup over there.
I like his character.
I know
I like the way he leads that
team,
and he gets it done. That's the only thing. He wins.
He get it
Deshaun
done.
Ain't winning.
We ain't got no Super Bowl ring on our finger.
We got there. It wasn't all his fault.
That don't matter.
Last time I looked, we were leading with a couple of minutes to go in that game. So you know what I'm saying? The defense didn't have nothing to do with it. We could go. Jay, we got to stop, though.
Hey, Rambo, the Buffalo Bills said they won the 4 Super Bowls, too. They can hang their hat on that, too, but they ain't got no rings for it.
There's more blame to be passed around than just the quarterback. That's all I'm saying on that Super Bowl. But, Jay, we got to go. Hey, we gotta go, Jay. I love this argument, Jay, because we get into it.
I'll be here all season for you. Don't worry.
I'm looking forward. I'll see you Thursday, fam.
All right, have a blessed night, Rambo.
Don't you leave it at that horn now.
Man, y'all face. Oh, I got y'all.
Yes.
Bang, bang, 90 gang. Zach Wilson, let's get it.
James, I look for you. Looking for you Thursday.
Have a blessed night.
You too, fam. Hey, and by the way, if we get Zach Wilson, I'll be delighted. But don't tell me he's coming in to take over. Oh, hell no. He's got to learn some things. A lot of things. None of mine, forget about it. Come on in here.
Oh, what the hell's going on, Ronbo? You guys are getting live in here tonight. It sounds like we're getting to the white meat in here.
You know me? I'm Jimmy G's number 1 goon. I won't have it, and you know this. But Mike, before you get into all that stuff, before you get into that, hit the subject though. Give me some of your priorities on the signing. Are you okay with Trent Williams? And who else is on your list of guys that must sign?
Oh, well, you know what? I gotta say, I definitely think we gotta try to keep Trent Williams around at the right price, because I gotta tell you, Ronbo, something needs to give when it comes to some of these deals here. Now, Trent Williams is a little different because he's pretty much at the top of his class,
Yeah.
But from a lot of the other guys that like to get paid just because the guy at their position got paid the top dollar, that type of mindset blows me up a little bit, because I gotta say, I don't like players feeling like they're entitled to get money
because someone else in their position group got that money somewhere. You know what I mean, Ronbo?
I know, and some of those guys don't measure up. I agree. And the league has got things set up like whatever, tight end, okay, well, he gets this. Quarterback, he gets this.
Exactly.
I said, Jesus, where's that going?
And you know what? Exactly. And I got to say, it's like, they freaking treat it. It's like they want to treat it like it's a seafood market, except for they don't want to distinguish the difference in the crabs. You know what I mean, Ronbo? Yeah. It's like everybody, hey, the crab price is up to this much. No, that's the king crab. You're an albino crab over here, you know. You don't get that. You're an paleo crab. You don't get that much, you know.
So you get a paleo money. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You should get paid according to your achievement, not just because you are the next guy to get paid. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Ronbo. You're absolutely right. But look, I got to say, I'll say Trent Williams is a priority. I have to say Kaywon Williams is a priority because I feel like our defense is just that much better when he's in the slot. All right. Yeah. If we can get the other kid back, I forget his friggin' name because I'm stoned right now. Forgive me, Ronbo. The other Jason Verrett. What's his name?
Oh yeah,
Jason Verrett.
Jason
yeah,
Verrett,
that's right. The other guy, Jason Verrett. Yeah, if we can keep him, you know, he put in a good year, and you know, he's one of those deals though. He's got to stay healthy, Ronbo. You know, he's got to.
They'd probably put that in his contract too. I think they did that with Ward.
I like someone else mentioned a little earlier. They was talking about Richburg. You know, hey, if he can come back and he can be the player he was at the beginning of 2019, I ain't got no problem with that. All right, he was doing pretty damn good before he got messed up there in New Orleans. You know,
he was absolutely great. That's why we were doing so well.
Exactly, and I think we need that. I think a lot of people don't understand. They underestimate the
importance of the center
position.
In Kyle's offense. They don't.
Yeah, Jimmy's. You know, he's barking out what he's barking out, but most of what he's talking about is to the
coming from the center,
to the tight ends. Exactly, and the center's trying to get the line straight. So we got to get that figured out. But you know, when it comes down to this, listen, I got to say it. One thing I got to say to you, Ronbo, is everyone always likes to say, oh, look what Jimmy did. Look, he got us to the Super Bowl. Okay, guess what? The goof got the Lambs to the Super Bowl. How do we talk about him? All right? And I don't give a shit what anyone says about Nick Foles. Carson Wentz put the Eagles in that position, all right? Carson Wentz balled out that season before he tore his knee up, all right? And now look at Carson Wentz. So when people want to use the argument, what did this guy do? Just because, look, here's the bottom line. This is the unbiased opinion bottom line, all right? We got one good year so far out of Jimmy. And also, we only got one healthy year out of Jimmy, okay? So for me, you got to look at it like this. Yeah, we got one good year, and yeah, we got to the Super Bowl, but there's a long list of good teams that got to a Super Bowl with a quarterback that they never got back to the Super Bowl with again. All right? So to think that, Jimmy's he's got to be the guy that's going to get us to the guy. Listen, I don't believe that whatsoever. I believe if there's a shot to get a real quarterback. Now, I know, you heard me say about Aaron Rodgers, but listen, if we could get our hands on Deshaun Watson, which I personally think that's a good move for both sides, because you really don't want to play it there specifically at your quarterback. You don't want a guy there that doesn't really want to be there, Ronbo. You know and I know. And apparently there's some issues over there with that team, and it runs deep. And there's a lot of different guys have wanted to get out of there and get out of there quickly. Okay, but especially before the old owner died, because he was just openly a bigot. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of underlining things there that I think that hey, if we can get a shot at the kid without giving up the whole friggin' farm, which isn't usually what is required when you do a deal with the Texans. It's a shame. It's a shame freaking Bill O'Brien's gone, Ronbo.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, O'Brien's gone.
Fifth-round pick. Yeah, we would have got Boston for a fifth-round pick and a box of Cracker Jacks, Ronbo. I swear to God, if Bill O'Brien was there, it'd be no problem. We'd be able to make something work. But look, if we can get our hands on a guy like that, that caliber, I believe that changes your team. That changes your team. I mean, think about it like this, Ronbo. Yeah, we're biased against hating teams like the friggin' Desert Birds, all right? but how much did Kyler Murray really change the dynamic of that team? I mean, what the hell were the Desert Birds, even when they had Kurt Warner, but what the hell were the Desert Birds after they got rid of Kurt Warner? They hadn't been nothing, Ronbo, nothing. And they've had good players there. They've had good receivers. They've had good defense. But the bottom line is, in the NFL, if you want to win and you want to win consistently, you need a good quarterback. And at this point, we just don't have that. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he's done and what he did when he wasn't, broken and all that stuff. The bottom line is he's been as broke down as a typical used car that you got from a Joe Blow used car lot. All right, he's been broke down like that, and when he's in there, it's a 50-50 on whether or not he's going to do the right thing. Because as soon as he starts throwing the ball to the other team 2 or 3 times, well, then you got to resort to just handing the ball off, and you got to hope that Mike Mcglinchey could friggin' block somebody for 4 quarters, so that way you could gain a few yards. All right. So the thing is this: I want to see us get a real friggin' quarterback. I'm not talking about someone we got to develop and all that crap. Yeah, we can get somebody, but look, we need a quarterback now. We got a lot of guys on our team, all right, that really are trying to, they're really trying to be the best they could be now, Ronbo. Nobody wants to go through the rebuild and have to build up a guy and do all that.
Mike, I knew you had a lot to say. That's why I didn't interrupt, because I got a counter for just about everything you said. But listen, we got to go now. We're out of time. I'll see you Thursday and allow you to continue. But we got to go now. Okay?
Oh, all right. Hey, I'm sorry, Ronbo. Listen,
no, it's okay, because I know you always have a lot to say.
When it comes to the Jimmy thing,
I know a lot of you guys are emotional about Jimmy, and really, you just much told me, Jimmy, don't do a damn thing. So I can know.
Come on,
okay,
come on, I didn't say that.
Gets the ball away 3 or 4 times a game, and the rest of the time he doesn't know what he's doing.
Hey,
see, this is why I protect him.
All I said was is we got him in the same category as a lot of other players. Come on, Ronbo. You know what? You've watched the friggin' 49ers for too long to act like you don't know what a real quarterback looks like, Ronbo.
And I know this kid's got it. He just needs a little more time and better weapons. And he's got
a little more time.
He needs to be out on the field. He hasn't been out there enough. And for what? Hey, Mike, this is what I'm saying. For the amount of time Jimmy's put on the field, and I'm talking about cumulative from the time he came till now, he's done a hell of a lot. This is why I know if he ever stays healthy from this point on, all you guys are going to shut the hell up.
If he ever stays healthy, Ronbo, how come How come the top tier quarterbacks are able to stay healthy, Ronbo, and Jimmy can't? How come Deshaun Watson and guys run
Mike, we got to go. I'll never be able to answer that question. I've got no answer for that. I don't. You know I don't.
All right. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you ain't got no answer for that, that means we ain't got no answer at quarterback, Ronbo. All right?
Mike, get out of here. I'm going to see you Thursday.
All right, Ronbo. I'll talk to you on Thursday. You have a good night, Ronbo.
You too.
All right, forget about it. All right.
Night, Mike. And Israel says, can I get a 49ers shout-out? We don't need Deshaun Watson, period. Don't care what people... good night, Ronbo. As MC says, and I'm going. Shut your system. Israel, thanks for that contribution. I know. One thing we like to do is decide that any and everybody is better. Now, man, granted, Deshaun Watson's good. But is Deshaun Watson, how many great years has he had so far? I'm just going by the numbers. And he's had D-Hop. He's had great to magnificent defenses. Where's his Super Bowl? How many has he attended? I just like to put things in proper perspective. Yeah, he looks good where he is. Yeah, he runs around. He's done a lot of things. He's got pedigree. But I'll be damned if he's done anything more than Jimmy has already. Jimmy almost passed for 4,000 yards last year himself. Nobody remembers it. And then some people say, it was 4,000 yards a yak. Oh, so you wonder why I take up for him? I'm hearing all kinds of bizarre stuff. I will stand my ground. And by next year, I'm going to get to do it again like I've done about 4 or 5 times already. Told y'all. I can't wait. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing?
Steven, I'm in here fighting the good fight. I can't
I know.
enjoy.
I hear you. Everyone's going crazy right now.
I enjoy fighting for G though now, because see, some of the things that are being said, I know what people are doing, but they go so far with the anger and rage and the dislike, is they go into an area where it becomes absurd, and that's why I like to pick on that part, because they're all going to go there. So I always wait. Mike is smoking a bowl and called in.
Man, Mike, listen, man, you got to calm down with that. Like, let Jimmy restructure his contract. Let us keep him, lowball him if we can, restructure it.
Yeah.
But I just want to get this off my chest.
Yeah.
The people I want to see back right now is definitely Trent Williams. We're going to have to cash him out. There's no way we're going to get around it. We need Juszczyk. That's another thing. We need Juszczyk because we utilize him so damn much, especially with Kittle on his left side. There's no way we're going to let him go away that easily. Now, as for, Jason Verrett and Kaywon Williams, that's a tough one. I want to keep Verrett. Kaywon, I don't know. Okay,
really?
I don't know. I don't know about Kaywon.
I just he gets hurt a lot too. We have a lot of guys that are really good that get hurt. George Kittle, you can only expect 12 to 14 games from him a year or two, because the way they play. And Debo, I don't know what we have in Debo, but we missed him the whole last year. So, everybody spots like Jimmy, but we got a lot of guys like that. And if we ever get lucky like we did in 2019, we're going back to the Super Bowl. Whether they don't want Jimmy involved or what. If all those guys are back, they go. Yeah.
You know what, Ronbo? I'm going to tell you this right now. We're going to have if we can keep Trent Williams and keep Juszczyk and keep Verrett, and we'll have Nick Bosa back next season, I see it as this. We're going to dominate our division because Seahawks, who do they have now? They blew their shot. They blew their shot against the Rams. Yeah. I don't see the Rams going any further. That's it. They're done. That's it. Okay, cool. You beat the Seahawks. That's it. You're done. Go away. Who are you going to start? Jared Goff? Okay, cool. What about your second-round QB? Well, not your second-round QB.
He almost broke his neck.
Your backup QB.
The
one that broke his neck. He's done too. Steven,
I got to tell you, though, Aaron Rodgers, he's very good off of play action. If the Rams, if the Green Bay thinks they're going to go side to side on the Rams, I'm a little concerned. Aaron Rodgers is not going to have that defensive line. They're going to take him down. I'm thinking it's going to look a lot like we did to him last year. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong because I'm going to be rooting against him. I want the Green Bay to win, but I'm saying Rodgers is going to have to stay on his horse. He cannot let Aaron Donald tee off on it. Anyway, go ahead and finish. I don't want to get into that game. Go ahead.
No, we got to see it. We have it made. Yeah, we had our shot this year, but because of injuries and COVID, we got kicked out of our home. We got hurt. We drew the bad straw. We drew the short straw on this one. Yeah. But going into next year, we have to remember that we're going to be a lot better off than a lot of other teams out there. Even though we got 40 unsigned free agents. We got 40 of them. We're only going to keep a few. But the main priority is Trent and Kyle. Because if we do not have Kyle, we do not have a good run game. If we do not have Trent Williams, we do not have a healthy QB. Plain and simple. I would rather pick those two any day of the week and then worry about our coverage later, because we can sign some good coverage through the draft. We can even go into our our practice squad. You just have to look around. So when
there's one guy on there, I can't wait to see him next year, that they're keeping him kind of under the radar. We'll see, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, think about it. Our practice squads, we had a lot of good talent there, offensive-wise and a little bit on defense.
They stepped up, didn't they?
Our biggest
a lot of them look good.
Yeah. So it's like, we shouldn't have to worry about, what are we going to do for coverage? We need someone who's young. We need someone who's fast. We need someone who's aggressive. That's what we need for coverage.
And there's a couple guys in the draft, too.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm glad he's gone. We should have got rid of him sooner, but we didn't. So now we're biting the bullet for that, too. But the main priority is Trent and Kyle. Oh. Kyle, bite the bullet. Just bite it. Give him a little of incentives. Trent Williams, that's a pill we're going to have to swallow. If we really want him, that's a pill we're going to have to swallow. As for everyone else, restructure, try and throw in some incentives. Like, listen, cap space is going to be bigger next year. we have a shot at going back to the Super Bowl. We have a shot at even winning the Super Bowl next year. If we keep everything going.
Steven, you keep going. I'll be right back in about 30 seconds, okay?
Go for it. But yeah, if we keep everything going, we got it. Super Bowl City next year. And plus, considering it's going to be in an NFC stadium, we have home field advantage. We're not going to have to travel far. So I don't know why everyone's tripping off of like, Trent Williams, we need to ditch him. You know, that like, nah, that's not possible because we are not going to start anyone else in that position besides Trent. Kyle, there's no one who's going to replace him. And no other team, like everyone else said before me, ain't no way they're going to pay that much for a fullback. Ain't no way. And we're the only team that utilizes a fullback to their fullest extent, especially when we need a clutch play and Kyle Juszczyk's there. So everyone's priorities is kind of messed up. NFL draft a QB, focus on offensive line. We're good on receivers. We're good on tight ends. We're solid. We are a solid-ass team. Next year is our year, and anyone that says otherwise, y'all tripping. Because ain't no way that the Seahawks are going to play the way they do now.
I know.
What's up,
plus,
Welcome back.
they got their feelings hurt for how many times in a row? I think they're going to fire Pete Carroll, actually.
You know what? Yeah. You know what the funny part is, Ronbo? Is Pete Carroll coached at down the street from me at UOP. And they fired his ass too. So it's like, I see it happening again. Hometown hero, I'm sorry, bro. You picked the wrong team to play for. You chewed up too much of their gum. They're tired of you.
And I'll tell you something else, too. How many times everybody gets on Jimmy for having one bad last year, not winning the Super Bowl? How about Russell Wilson? Any time to get rid of him?
When was the last time the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl?
I know. When was the last time they got out of the playoffs? And they show up every year. Yeah. So that's Anyway.
They're done. Seahawks, done. Major threat, over. Cardinals, what are they going to do? Who are they going to have? Oh, boy, I can't wait for the, Kyler Murray and D-Hop show again. It'll be the same exact song and dance as they did when D-Hop was with the Texans.
But nobody's talking about getting rid of everybody on their team. We'll see. Hey, good stuff, Steven. I'll see you Thursday, okay? And thanks for holding it down for me.
I'll see you Thursday, Rumble.
All right, fam. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Elvis.
Ronbo.
Ellis, you need some more time?
Yeah, just 5 more minutes, fam, if you
All
can.
right, no problem.
I appreciate it.
All right, fam, no problem. Sean, I didn't say anything about. Don't misconstrue what I said. Nobody said anything about Jimmy being in Russell's class. But I'm saying if you won't allow or won't tolerate any mistakes or any losses, then what makes Jimmy any different than Russell Wilson coming in and losing every year? That's what I'm talking about. All right? That's all I'm saying. Nobody's making any comparisons. So don't put words in my mouth. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, just sitting looking at our priority list. And, of course, I didn't know Trent Williams, I didn't know Bakhtiari over in Green Bay was getting paid $23 million. We will have to pony up more to keep Trent. Why? Because Trent Williams is better than Bakhtiari. So, I'm a little concerned about Kaywon and everybody else. That's a lot of money. But what are you thinking? Oh my God!
I would like
23.
Like I said, time again, we do need that offensive
Jay, your mic, something's disconnected. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Keep talking to me if it stays. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that works. Boy,
okay.
Missed some.
Like I said,
people. I didn't compare Jimmy. Oh, yuck. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like I said, time and time again, we need an offensive line, but at the same time, we cannot hurt our squad. As much as I said we need an offensive line, Trent Williams getting older too, so it's very hard. We're gonna be able to sign him on top of having, Fred Warner contract.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have pretty soon Nick Bosa you got to worry about. So, that's why, everything's going to have to work through the draft, and you get little, veteran players here and there to, help, the camaraderie, help the team out or whatever, but he's going to be very expensive to keep. And the way our cap space is, it's going to be very hard. And without a shadow of a doubt, I would love for Trent Williams to be here. Get rid of Mike Mcglinchey and get somebody else in here and fired off as the offensive line coach. Get anyone in here who actually know how
Jay, something got disconnected again.
I don't know.
Okay, now you're back. Jay, are you using a mic or what are you? Something keeps getting undone.
No, Mama.
Okay, you're back now, though. Okay, go ahead. See what happens. Jay?
Like I was saying.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now as long as just whatever you're doing, don't move. You're right. Now, okay, go ahead.
All right, what I was saying was we just need to, build our team with the draft. Yeah, at the end of the day, we got a couple of steals with George Kittle, Deebo Samuels. We got people that we done put in our system and brung in from rookies and was actually, decent and great contributors on the team. So, I would love Trent Williams to be here. But at the same time, I don't think his contract is going to allow us to sign him again. I really don't.
Yeah, but Jay, you gave up a draft pick for him. He's like the best left tackle in the league. You almost have to sign him.
Not necessarily. if you got to look at, you got to look down the road. You can't look. That's what we did. We haven't looked down the road when we signed Eric Armstead to a long contract. We didn't look down the road when we signed D4 in West, in our center. That's what we need to start doing. We can't say, okay, we traded. We put all our chips in to try to win a Super Bowl. That didn't happen, okay? So now what you got to do, you got to start from kind of somewhat scratch. You got to build this offensive line to protect Jimmy. If Jimmy ain't your guy, draft the quarterback. But what I want to say is Deshaun Watson is that cold. The problem is in Houston, he had an idiot head coach. So that was his problem. You know what I'm saying? That was his problem. It's not Deshaun Watson. If he was on the 49ers, I'm just going to say this, we would be in contact in the Super Bowl every year. Just point blank, because the dude can throw, he's a pocket passer, and he can run. So imagine having George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and people, then they would see we do have elite receivers. We don't have time to throw the ball. So why are we talking about drafting wide receivers that we can't even, Jimmy can't even get a 3-foot step drop without getting sacked or getting hurt? Why would you get a receiver when you got to build that offensive line to protect him so he could throw down the field?
Now,
That's what I'm saying.
These are things that would affect every quarterback in the league. This is why I always get in these conversations with people who just don't like him. So no matter what's going on the field, damn that, get rid of him. It's just
right. You're right. If you could get that wide receiver from Alabama, it doesn't make no sense. Yes, he's a great wide receiver. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you can't protect the quarterback and he ain't got time to throw the ball to the receiver, then that's a waste of draft pick. You draft offensive linemen, you protect your access. You know what I'm saying? You protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy got us there. I'm not saying Jimmy is the elite quarterback, but at the end of the day, it don't matter who's back there. If you ain't protecting him,
they're going to be
all them quarterbacks look mediocre.
Yeah. Like
it's
we
just
did.
that simple.
Like we did Aaron Rodgers last year, Mr. First
Right,
Ballot Hall of Fame.
Right, we made
49ers
Aaron Rodgers look
beat
mediocre.
his
It's
butt.
because
Yeah, that's what happens.
right, we brought pressure, and they offensive line couldn't protect him in both of them games. So you know what I'm saying? That's what this crazy. Yes, we can. If we got the chance to get a young quarterback like Zach Wilson, get him. He wants to come to the 49ers. Get somebody who wants to be here, because we did that with Aaron Rodgers. We passed Aaron Rodgers and got Alex Smith, and now look at Aaron Rodgers. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And Alex
That's what I'm saying. So if this guy wants to come in, bring him in.
You got to be careful. The bounty could be, the price could be a little high. The 49ers aren't in a position to give up all those draft picks because Zach.
No, I'm saying if we don't get him, I'm saying that's different. If he gets drafted the second pick, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? We just out of luck. But we still can get a young quarterback, you know what I'm saying, who can be a lot better than Nick and CJ. Nick Mullins. And and CJ did better than Nick Mullins, but we couldn't protect. We got two quarterbacks hurt. You know what I'm saying? If the season was longer, we would have CJ hurt. Yeah. That's how bad our offensive line was. So it's just tonight people are just not talking about the offensive line. The offensive line is the key.
Yeah.
Is the key.
And in fairness, that offensive line was makeshift every week. So, an offensive line is a lot like a five-man basketball. Five guys on a basketball floor. They have to roll, pick, set. It's you got to know your guy bounces off this guy, you go this way, this way. This is why they did so well in 2019. That wasn't the case last year. And you lost your center, which is very important in
our center was the key, but at the same time, Ronbo, they're all professional. This is what I'm trying to say. You are a professional football. You got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying?
And all
when Drew Bledsoe got hurt and Tom Brady came in and took over the starting lineup, he never lost a starting job ever again. So that's what I'm saying. That is just full of crap of people saying we had to put in. No, this is your job.
Jay, we got to stop though. Jay, I'm
yes,
right
sir,
on time. I'll see you Thursday, okay? If you get a chance.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ronbo. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Fip. Have a great night.
Thank you, bro.
Oh,
you too.
Hey, Bethel.
Hey, Rumble.
Bethel, man, we're coming to that point in the year when we wonder who are we going to keep. And the numbers look crazy, especially when you start with Trent Williams, who's going to get a $25 million payday. Oh, my God. And people get mad at Jimmy for his contract. Oh, my God. But you know what, though? They might be able to do, like what somebody else pointed out, you have a $20 million contract, give him a big bonus. So, Phil, give him a $4 or $5 million signing bonus, and that is an annual bonus. So, and backload it, since next year money will be kind of back to normal again, and try to sign everybody else. It's going to be really strange, though. I don't know how they're going to do this.
Yeah, it's like a Watson. His contract is for this year is gonna be he's gonna have to get paid 19, and for next year he's gonna have to be paid over 38. So and then the other year it's gonna go upper, and so if you're willing to pay, that kind of money to quarterback, that's a lot of money. And how are you gonna pay your other players if you're getting, that kind of money?
That's what's going on. That's what's going on in Seattle. Russell Wilson's got all the money, and this season Russell Wilson was 3 weeks. He was the worst quarterback in the NFL, throwing more INTs than everybody put together.
It's funny.
He gets paid
because it's funny because I was seeing some stuff, and I was seeing, at one point they got rid of their offensive coordinator. They fired him because he wasn't doing good, and and I heard one of their commentators say on the Eagles on the Seahawks that that our franchise has a lot of issues. I'm all like, no, we don't. I'm all like, look at how many years is it that other teams are trying to get our people, our staff members, out of San Francisco because we have, good people in our staff, and we create, good people out of our culture, and, and I was seeing some things, even Russell Wilson does stupid mistakes. There's people open in that secondary, or there's people open like a wide receiver. There's like, I don't know how many people were open in a lot of plays, but for some reason he was hesitating and he wasn't throwing the ball to the right person.
What are you talking about last week? He was under pressure.
Yeah,
right.
Last week, because he was under pressure.
Yeah.
Even Russell Wilson, that happens too.
There's no
and he's an MVP
quarterback. You get one that fits your system, but people expect miracles. Bring this guy in. He's going to take us to the promised land. Yeah, we'll see. So,
I don't know if people remember, but Steve Young, before he came to us, he was at Tampa Bay. He had a record of 3 wins with 24 losses before he came to us. And look at him now. Look at what kind of quarterback he is now. He's the greatest quarterback with our team.
That's a good
not
point.
With Tampa Bay.
Impatience is the name of the game nowadays. So but I think John and Kyle, they pretty much see what Jimmy's capable of, and you put things together in the right way, like we were last year. And the only thing we lacked last year was premier receivers. We had a rookie that was good. We had Emmanuel Sanders that was good. We had George Kittle, but after that, and Kendrick Bourne was good, but he wasn't 1-2. So now people want to see this team dissolved. Now you've got your primetime receivers. You got George Kittle with him. You got a guy that knows the offense. Why would you want to change that now and start with a new quarterback that's going to have to relearn and a lot of people think, well, a new quarterback come in. If Jimmy can do it, anybody can do it. Oh, please. You've never played the game, have you?
Look at the quarterbacks that came out of the draft, like Tua, like from the Eagles. There were, they won a lot of good games, but are they in the playoffs right now? No. None of them are in the playoffs. The ones that are in the playoffs are like Lamar Jackson, that they took time to make him, to build him up. Look at Buffalo. They took time to,
3 years,
build him up. Yeah.
That's the way
Look
it
at
is.
these quarterbacks. Yeah, you have to take your time with a quarterback. Look at the Chargers. He looked like he's going to be a good quarterback, but it's going to take time till he could, become a very good quarterback. It's not going to become like right away. It takes time. So, you have to work with people.
Yeah, especially when you look at the injuries we had last year, offensive line going through what it went through. It's to spotlight one guy and decide it's all him and go get that guy, replace him, and think things are going to change. This is not going to happen. That's why I'm always
look at
good.
Yeah, look at our running game when we went to the Super Bowl. Everybody was blocking the right way, making their assignments. And when they would not do it, you could tell who messed up. You could tell who didn't block the right way. And look, they blocked they didn't get the most yards that usually our running backs get, because you have to have that line that is working 100% with their blocks. Because if they don't do it,
it's all about continuity. That's it.
Yes.
But we'll get it.
So
we're going to get it. Hey, next year, everybody's going to be healthy from the beginning of the year. I don't know if Weston Richburg's going to be at center, but you have to get the guys that have been playing together on the field. I don't know how they're going to do it. Hopefully, you can get most of them.
Rumble, I don't know if you know, is it this year where it's going to be 18 games instead of lesser games?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to kick in. I don't think we made a final decision on that, but it was projected to be, I think you're right, 2023, 21. We'll see.
Because if they're going to do that, then they're going to have to give the league, the NFL league is going to have to give more money to, everybody.
Compensate for that extra game. Bethel, we're out of time, though. Bethel, we'll see you Thursday, all right? If you get a chance.
Okay, no problem, Ronbo. Right. Good show, like always. Thanks. Hit that like for Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, Bethel.
Show, and you too.
All right, man.
All right. Good night, Ronbo.
Night, Bethel. And let's see. And Ellis, is he ready?
Yes, sir.
Ellis, come on in, man. You
appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Well, Ellis, tonight we started off with the priority list and ended up like we always do, trashing Jimmy. But anyway, we're looking at Trent Williams. There's been one comment tonight where Trent Williams can be done without. There's also been one comment tonight about Juice. We can probably get by without him, as I know. I think we had one. And there's been many comments about Jimmy, we can do without him. Hey, but you know what? We just heard that Kaywon Williams, somebody just said Kaywon Williams we may be able to get away without him too. But looking at our priority guys, and the top six, it was Trent Williams, of course, Juice, Kaywon Williams, Kerry Hyder, Kendrick Bourne's in on that list. And, of course, Jason Verrett. Are those guys, do they pretty much, is that where you would start if you were sitting in the office where John Lynch is sitting? Or how would you go about doing it?
I was concerned about Trent Williams. I'm not sure if he was rubbed the wrong way by something, when it came to the business side of it. Yeah. It sounded like in the interview, it didn't sound like I said something he's being underestimated or under I don't know. It's something to the effect that it sounded like he was kind of rubbed the wrong way by something that was maybe presented to him. I don't know. Maybe I misheard it. But I'm just as long as he doesn't, there's no bad blood and he hasn't really been disrupted. It doesn't feel like because he's coming from a team where he's got effed over in the business department and they really
and
mistreated
he did feel
him.
disrespected.
So
that's true. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, hopefully there was nothing that was done behind closed doors, unbeknownst to us, that rubbed him the wrong way to where he's even more intrigued and focused on looking into the market because he really shouldn't even be saying that. And I'm thinking he may only be saying that because there was something that did kind of take place and he's just been kind of harboring it and waiting for the opportunity and trying to probably maintain and play at a high level as best he can so he can have this opportunity to have all the leverage in his favor. So if he's just going to become that guy, though, who's going to utilize that and be kind of like center stage, then then we got to move on from him, man, and we got to try to make it happen. But I would like to see us get Trent to have it out the way. But 20 M's is like a lot of money. I don't know how the hell we're going to be able to do that, considering we got Fred Warner that needs a contract. Like I said, Nick Bosa's going to be coming up. Deebo Samuel's going to be coming up. And Brandon Ayuk's going to be coming up, and we have all the other cast in between the guys that we need to try to maintain. So how are we going to sign all these $300 million contracts?
Yeah, but those guys are a few years away.
Well, Nick Bosa will be. They'll be talking about that by the end of next year. With Nick Bosa, we'll be talking about trying to sign an extension, won't they? Well, that'll just be year 3, right?
Nick, they can pick up.
No, that'll just be year 3. So he'll have one more year. But
he's a 5th-round pick. You can wait till he's.
But we're talking about Fred right now as well. So are they going to plan on? Are we putting off Fred? Are we putting off Fred? Are we saying all this considering that we're going to put Fred off and we're going to wait till the end of next season to give him a big contract? So then we can talk about Trent like that. I'm just concerned that it's going to be kind of too much. So hopefully they can set his contract up right. We definitely could use Trent. He's vital. You know what I'm saying? He is a vital player. We're having more issues on the right side, but we need to get our pass protection up.
Remember the contract,
time.
The cap's can expand next year, though, probably to something legitimate or normal or something of an increase that you can actually work with. Well over 200. Yeah.
Jason Verrett hasn't played in a while, So he might be looking for a lot of money, man. You know, Jason Verrett and Kerry Hyder. I don't think we're going to get either of them dudes back. I really don't think we're going to get them back.
One of them, yeah. It depends on how.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that we can get one of the two, but
yeah,
it will more than likely be Kerry Hyder than Verrett because Verrett's going to cost a lot of money. But, you know, I would like to see Verrett because we need that, you know, and if not, then we definitely got to attack cornerback in the draft. If we don't keep Verrett, you can rest assured we're going to be attacking the cornerback position probably in that first pick if we, you know, unless we end up trading, you know, down and trying to do some other things. But, you know, we got to get that secondary together. We got to sign Kaywon Williams. Kyle Juszczyk is a must. I don't give a damn what nobody else is talking about.
No,
what he's done for the offense has been so underrated, and Hockett's not going to get it done. So Kyle's going to have to modify his entire offense. That means everything he's going to have to do that when it comes to the zone running scheme and all the stuff that Kyle does and how he is and how cerebral he is in his scheme and when he blocks, he knows where to go. He knows how to use his body. He knows which guys to hit. He knows, you know, he's very much an intelligent guy, and we need that to ensure that we have the running back. If we don't, you can see our running. You'll know that our running game is going to change significantly if we don't have Kyle Juszczyk. That's a fact. You know, and I don't think we can afford to not have him. I would do without Richard Sherman before him any day.
Well, you're going to anyway because Richard Sherman's leaving. Rich told everybody weeks ago in different words.
He made it clear.
It'd be a miracle if I come back here.
That's why I don't like him. He's kind of. He tried hard to maintain being classy while he was here, but that was kind of sloppy. That wasn't really professional of him. He shouldn't even discuss any of that. He should have maintained. You know, if he's this, you know, this guy that comes from this prestigious college, then he needs to go out gracefully and just shake because we never really cared for you too much, Rich. And you know, you try to do your thing while you was here, but you know, you was gone damn near the whole season, bro. You got away scot-free, so. You know, I don't even know why he was even cutting up like that. He should have just bowed out gracefully and closed his mouth. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean?
That's sure.
He should have been a little more humble.
He's very outspoken.
We don't need D Ford.
Yeah.
Solomon's gone, huh? No more Solomon sweepstakes, huh? Has everybody had it with D Ford and Solomon yet? Are we done playing?
D Ford is worrisome.
Are we done talking on the fence?
Solomon, unless he comes back for a really inexpensive contract. Solomon would be on a show me contract. And he would know that'd be the case because I don't know where he's going to go around the NFL. The 49ers won't get into any bidding war over Solomon. I can't imagine who would want to overpay.
It's got to be under 5.
Yeah.
It's got to be under 5, fam.
No doubt.
What are you thinking? I mean, Jimmy, I heard some things. I don't know if this is just speculative, but I heard that Jimmy's planning a really strong offseason and he's planning on packing on some strength and doing some stuff and working out.
Hey,
you know, so hopefully, you know,
he likes being here. He likes being here. And plus, a lot of things, one thing everybody's overlooking, that team follows Jimmy. Fans don't like him, but his teammates love him. And when he's on, he's on. I mean, people are judging him by last year trying to come out on a high ankle sprain. Well, this is just kind of strange. For people who've never had a high ankle sprain, do they think that they can function off of high ankle sprain? You can't judge a player injured. He was out there because he thought his team needed him. Was a mistake as far as being evaluated because people look at him, oh, he sucks. That's the best he's ever played. And that's the kind of crap. That's why I defend him, Ellis, because some people are talking out of the side of their neck and don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
You know, so I always attack that. But I want to see him healthy, and I want to see him, again, it's about continuity now. And now let's see what he looks like next year.
I'm thinking the defensive line will probably be good, too. I think we'll probably get somebody, though, in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like that's still going to be a target. And that may benefit us and, you know, just to kind of keep us in the depth area, especially if we don't keep Kerry, you know, depending on who we keep at it. You know, I don't know what Kentavious and Kevin's looking like, DJ Jones. You know, we got a lot of guys, man. We can probably do without because DJ Jones says something about knowing your worth. So it sounds like he's already pissed off and he's not trying to come back. I've seen something about something in regards to knowing your worth. It was subliminal. It seemed like I heard about it was a few days after, you know. So I think it might have been the last game.
We can't expect these guys to be taking discounts just to make us happy. I mean, it's unrealistic.
No.
I understand that. Else we got to go though, fam. Let me see you Thursday.
Yeah, and how many one-year deals can you expect? You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, what are we going to do when it comes to that?
Maybe they'll be okay with it
guys
because
ready for that.
But everybody knows the situation. They know
KB
there's
would
no
be
money.
good.
Yeah.
KB would be good with the 1 or 2 year deal. We got to get guys that are willing to do that just in case we have to make one of those runs that we can't extend
and accept a
everybody, the
backloaded
way we want.
contract. They can take an effect
Right.
next
Okay,
year when
fam.
there's money. Yeah. All right.
Yes,
Ellis.
sir. Okay,
See you
fam.
Thursday.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate the platform. Thank you as always. Shout out to the Niners faithful. Let's see what happens, man. And I remember talking about this before the season started, y'all. But y'all watched this stuff with Tom Brady, man. I tell you, there was a reason why Tom Brady went to Tampa and they got the damn Super Bowl in Tampa. Y'all pay attention. Anyway, peace and love.
There's gonna be some refs helping too. All right, fam.
Right, you already know. Peace.
Oh God! And every time I look at Tom's lineup of weapons, there's another thing that's why another reason why I defend Jimmy. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Last year, he got his butt kicked up and down the field. Why? He didn't have any primetime wide receivers. Now he's got the best receiving core in football. So, and they're still not doing as well as they should, but it's because they haven't played together long enough. This would be the year to, you know what? Next year, Tampa Bay, if Brady stays and they can re-sign a lot of those guys, that's going to be the team to beat. I mean, I'm just saying, by offensively, with the weapons they got, that's insane. AJ!
What's going on, bro?
AJ, looking at the guys we got, man, some of these boys, Trent Williams is going to cost more money than I didn't even know how much he was going to get, but man, the guy in Green Bay is getting paid $23 million. I didn't even know about that. So the 49ers got to pony up more than that because Trent Williams is the best left tackle in the NFL. And then you got Kaywon Williams, again, probably the best slot cover in the NFL. And you got Jason Verrett. That boy ain't giving up nothing when he's healthy. See, we got a lot of guys that we would make us Super Bowl contenders. I'm not sure how many will hold up. But AJ, who you got at the top of your list? I just named a few. If you've been paying attention to that.
I've been paying attention to a little bit of everything, but you talking about? Do you blame Trent Williams though for what he wants? He wants his money. It's like
he's if you're the best in the league,
they're like freelancers. People play football to get paid. It's a business. So I ain't mad at him. I was just tripping off of that information just now before you buzzed me in. But Jimmy G, I don't know. Zach Williams and all the other people, I don't know. But that O-line is bad, but I still think that Deshaun Watson, we might not get him because Houston won't let him go. I just feel like we need to get
would you let him go though? There's no way I'd let Watson go. Actually though, if there's anybody that's going to get Deshaun Watson, he has a no trade clause. If he has to waive that first to begin with. But if he goes anywhere, it looks like he likes Miami from what I'm reading. So if he ends up going anywhere, it might be there. And then, of course, Texas picks up Tua. And since they look like they're about to start full rebuild anyway, that would fit them.
I know one thing, though. Mike Mcglinchey, I wouldn't sign him for no money. I just don't like the way he carries his football prowess, man. He ain't as tough and strong as I thought he would be. And then
300-something pounds,
right.
Still getting thrown around. His technique.
He's just bad. He's just bad. And then free safety, we're going to need a free safety because we stressing on that level. We don't got a good free safety.
Well, but you don't have to draft. Well, I mean, you still got – I mean, you got two guys who can actually play that position, so you probably – it's not hardcore. You don't have any cornerbacks, though. I mean, you still got Ward and Timor back there for free safety. But your strong safety is another story, though. Kwaski T, let's see that. Somebody put Kwaski T at the top of their list. I don't know. Kwaski's going to want at least 9 or 10, I figure.
Because you see how Jamal Adams was helping out. I mean, Seattle sucks, but they defense still stepped it up a lot.
Jamal got his butt beat. You know, that's the thing. See, AJ, they gave up all kind of assets for Jamal, And I got Cooper Kupp out there muscling him and off of me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that Jamal? I didn't know it was Jamal. Yeah. That was Jamal he was throwing to the dirt. I said, I thought Adams not a good cover guy, though, anyway.
But no, he gets a little frustrated probably when he has to cover like that. But supposed to be a corner, he's just a support team. You know, he's supposed to support cover. That's his job anyway, and he comes in the box. So that's his real motor. That's his real mantra is to come in like that. You know,
that's what he is. He's an edge rusher from the wrong position, and ain't nobody ready for it. Yeah. See, Jamal comes charging in there, and didn't nobody see him coming because he's playing in a position where he's supposed to be playing a little further back. But now he can run through there and grab the quarterback because he's fat. I give him credit. He's good at that. But you can pass on him. And that thing about we got to stop George Kittle. Man, Jamal can't stop George. I think we saw that last year anyway. We didn't play him. Yeah,
we need to stop Witherspoon though. Even if he did get an interception in the end zone, my coach was like, man, and Dante wouldn't have said it too. Even more, he's soft. Witherspoon is soft.
Yeah,
so but
you know what? But did you see him against DK though? He did pretty good. It was all up in DK's face talking trash.
I don't know how he got doing all that. I was tripping. I'm like, that's the same he's doing from earlier?
AJ, he from one play to another, from one week to the other, you get a different spoon. I think they're going to re-sign him though, just for that reason, hoping that he's not going to have to pay it a lot because they're going to say, okay, Akello, you know, we believed in you. We've done this and that. We think this is a fair thing to offer. If you can come out there and show us something, we're going to backload it, and maybe we'll give you an increase every year or something like that. But he should understand he's got to be flexible in the contract negotiations.
We should have had DJ Reed from Seattle instead of Spoon. Traded Spoon to an AFC team or something.
Reed, he hurt his chest, though, remember? Pull muscle.
That's just Shanahan thinking he can get people to turn over real quick and be a good, coachable. He can coach them up and all that. That's part of Shanahan's problem.
But I mean,
he's going to get his eyes open this time, though.
Yeah, but Reed got hurt. You know what though, AJ?
He did get hurt. He did get hurt. But damn, don't dog him out. Jimmy G got hurt. How many times Jimmy G?
No. Here's what I think would happen with Reed though. I think they waived him. They didn't think anybody was going to pick him up because he was injured, right? And then for a roster spot, and then they was going to bring him back Monday, right? Because I think they waived him on a weekend, trying to get him back on Monday morning. And the Hawks swooped in and got him. I don't think they intended to lose him like that. John Lynch still's pissed off about that.
True.
He said something recently about that.
That's true, man. I don't know, Ronbo. Our season was pretty bleak and bland. Terrible. Yeah, it was bland, man. So they gotta get chili hot. They gotta do some real cooking in this office. And if they don't, I'm telling you, it's gonna be problems in Santa Clara.
Yeah, because they're expected
it's gonna be more than COVID-19 problem. You feel me?
Well, I don't know. If we could get COVID's got to get down. The 49ers got to get into camp and do what they do at the beginning of the season. A lot of what Kyle does is people complain about that first game with Jimmy. A lot of what the 49ers do is depending upon getting together and getting timing down. They didn't have no timing down in game one, and it showed too. Kyle didn't even have a playbook. I mean, a game plan for that game. He even said that, which was really, I wouldn't have done that if I was him. I'd let the players take the blame for that. But he did.
You know what's crazy? My last little few things, bro. Jimmy G is a okay quarterback, but just in general, even if we do get a better O-line, pass protect for him and all that, which every quarterback needs, he still can't throw the deep ball. So if it was down by whatever, that we couldn't run the ball that much. We were down by 14 or whatever. He couldn't connect that well downfield, man. That's what we got to look at. We got to look at the big picture.
We got receivers.
This is going to be difficult to make decisions.
We got receivers that can do it now. I want to see it differently because remember, Marquise Goodwin was hit in stride.
We got the receivers. But what about the quarterback connecting to him?
I've seen Jimmy throw a deep ball before. I think Kyle wants to run the offense he's running. He'll throw the deep ball when it's open or when he believes in his receiver and his quarterback. It ain't just about one or the other. It's about both. we'll see what happens next year. Ayuk might have that kind of skill because I've seen him hit George Kittle downfield too many times to believe he can't throw that pass. Well, we'll see. Anyway, all right, fam.
Hey, do you think is Jimmy G's contract like free right now? Isn't this contract where we can go ahead and get rid of him? Like he has no extension on right now. Isn't this contract like the best time to do it? Would be now if they were going to do it.
Yes, they can walk away from Jimmy G if they want.
Okay. Right. I was just curious again.
All right, fam. See you Thursday.
Okay, man.
All right.
Yep. Hello. Dude.
All right. Darius.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Darius, I'm concerned about how many free agents we get. I got 3 guys that I for sure got to have. There's 6 that need to be re-signed that are very important. But I don't know. Trent Williams, I didn't know it was going to be. Trent's going to have about him and Jimmy are going to have almost nearly the same salary. Oh, I thought it was like somewhere between 17, 18. I didn't know they got paid into the 20s. That's more than we would have paid DeForest Buckner. And how many people wanted to see DeForest Buckner leave? Wow.
I don't think he's gonna get paid that much. Because his current contract was about $14 million. I don't think he's gonna be paid in the 20s or high. I don't think he's gonna get paid above $15 million.
But
he's 32 years old.
But the thing is, you got to.
I know.
He's the best in the league, though, right?
Got that type of money, but David Bakhtiari is like the best left tackle in football.
Yeah, but Trent's
and
rated.
David Bakhtiari is he's 28. That's like a 5.
That's true. He is younger though. A lot younger. Yeah. That's true.
And David Bakhtiari, until this year, until he tore his ACL after he got his contract, he didn't really have any big time injuries. So Trent has, but yeah, I think if you. Hey, Trent, I think because I heard Trent Williams, I don't know if it was the end of season presser, said he was interested to see what teams will pay him because he said he's never had that opportunity for teams to bid on him. So that's going to be something interesting to watch. Because if there is a team like a Cincinnati or something like that has poor offensive line play and just throws money at him,
Darius,
he's not
going to want to. He doesn't want to play for a team that's not going to have any chance to win, though. He's pretty much made that. He really does believe that. He wants to get paid, but no, the Hawks don't have any money. The Rams don't have any money. Who else is a contender? Oh, do the Cardinals have any? You know how bad the Cardinals need offensive linemen?
They do need offensive line help, but I don't know what their cap situation is.
It can't be too high because they're pretty much got a bunch of young players too.
They do have some free agents. I know they have some free agents, and but I don't know. I don't know if Arizona wants to.
Wait, they haven't played D-Hop.
If Arizona, It'll be if San Francisco knows Arizona doesn't give that much money. San Francisco is just not letting Trent Williams go to Arizona. It's a division rivalry. That's just not going to happen unless they throw an absurd amount of money towards Trent Williams. Then he might go. But are you I wouldn't even consider Arizona a contender though, because Arizona's they just have too many weaknesses, especially on defense, for them to be a contender.
Okay, and Jacksonville's out. They got $100 million, I understand, in cap. What? Jesus, the Jets. I don't think Trent wants to be bothered with that.
Yeah, but if you said he wants to go to a contender. If he really does want to go to a contender, there's no really other team except for the Niners to go to. So I think we're good. If he truly wants to go to a contender, he's going to resign.
Because the Hawks don't have any money. Because they don't believe in paying offensive linemen anyway.
The Hawks have no money.
Yeah, and they don't like to pay offensive linemen. That's why Russell Wilson's damn near got 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah. Russell Wilson is their offensive line. He would dance around in the pocket. That's their offensive line.
There's not a lot of choices. You know something, Darius? A lot of our guys, there's not a lot of places they can go because most teams are capped out unless you want to play for Jacksonville, the Jets, some of the other teams that are having a lot of trouble but got lots of money.
Yeah, but a lot of our guys that are going to become free agents are a lot older in age. Yeah. Trent, Jason, Kerry Hyder's 30. it'll be hard for them. I think if I'm a player, it'll be hard for me to take an extra $2-3 million to go be a bottom tier team. You know, like
why'd you want to go out like that, right?
These players' situations, I'm not in these players. I don't know what's going on with these players, family, and all that. But if it was me, I would stick with the Niners because I know this is a contending team, and I get paid $1 million, $2 million less. You know.
Mm. And they can, and like somebody said, Phil said earlier, you say, here, we're going to give you 20, but your signing bonus is going to be $4 million or whatever they want to, because they can go. Jed doesn't care; he'll give them $5 million, just so he can say he gets paid more than Bakari, if that's what's important to him, because you can work it. And we got Parag in there, and John Lynch. Darius, you sit back and listen to John Lynch talk. Listen to an interview. John sounds as confident as can be that there's only going to be a minimum amount of bloodshed from this roster.
Yeah, well, maybe just because he knows what guys he wants to keep and what guys he doesn't. You know,
how much they're going to cost.
Some of us are speculating, he might keep Akello, but maybe he's just like, oh no, I don't want to keep Akello because I've seen Akello for long enough, right? So I think he knows who he wants to keep, but we don't know who he wants to keep. So we're thinking, our cap situation is horrible.
Yeah, true.
But for him, it's like, I know who I want. My cap situation is good. No?
True. Very true.
I do have a question for you, Ronbo. What do you think we're gonna do with that draft pick? Because I'm sitting back. I was listening the other day because I couldn't call in, and you're thinking about getting an edge because of D Ford's back problem. He probably might not play again.
I want an edge but I don't know. With that first round pick, though, I'm almost sure it's cornerback. Because when you're number 12, you're not in a position where you have to get an edge rusher or a quarterback or anything like that. But a cornerback, you can get a CB or a tight end or something like that if you wanted that position in the draft. I would bet on cornerback. And there's a kid that runs a 5. What is his name? What's his name? Anyway.
Which school? Do you know what school he goes to?
Dang.
Hold on. Virginia Tech, right? Caleb Farley?
Yeah, that's him.
4-3? Yeah, 4-3,
Caleb Farley.
Yeah.
I got to feel it because Surtain's going to be gone.
He's probably going to Dallas.
Bama, yeah.
What about J.C. Horn though? Do you know J.C. Horn?
Oh, he's another guy, another cornerback. Right? How tall is he?
Yeah, because he plays in the SEC, and the SEC has really good offenses, and he allowed like the lowest passer rating of any quarterback. Of any cornerback in the entire pro football.
What's his size though? Is he 6'1", 6'2", anything like that?
I think. Hold on, let me search it up real quick.
Because we need somebody for D-Hop and DK Metcalf. I think they're going to be looking in that direction.
He's 6'1". He's 6'1".
Right.
6'1", 205.
Long arms. That might be enough. All right. So how much? What does he weigh?
He weighs 205.
Oh, okay. We can beef him up another 5 pounds. We'll see.
Because the thing about Caleb Farley is he hasn't played a year of football, right? So he didn't play his junior year. So that just might be a thing to watch while these other cornerbacks like Surtain and Horn have played this year, and they both in the SEC, which is an offensive.
Darius, we're going to have to stop though because we're out of time. We're going to be talking about these guys all the way up to the draft, so we'll see you Thursday.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
I'll catch you.
All right. And it's Fly Guy.
Yo, Ronbo.
Fly Guy, come on in, man. We're sitting there hashing over the most important guys to sign. Who are they going to be? And I was doing fine until I heard about how much money that Trent Williams is expected to get. But Darius just pointed out something. I don't know if Trent's going to listen because I think he's going to be saying, man, I'm the best left tackle in the NFL. Green Bay's paying somebody $23 million. I need 24. I don't know if he's like that, but his agent might be. And we got Kaywon Williams. We got to keep Kaywon Williams. At least I think we do. I want to keep Juice. I want to keep Jason Verrett. And I for sure I want to keep KB, my dude. And I don't know.
I was watching the show, but I wasn't gonna call tonight. But when I heard the Trent Williams, I'm like, man, I gotta call because it'd be stupid for us to give him that much money. Yeah. We can easily sign somebody else. You feel me? For the low, because the best offensive line in the NFL is a good offense. It's not just because you see when Trent Williams came to the 49ers, he was struggling. Remember, he was in the spotlight. Like, God, did you worry about Trent Williams? And you like, no, I'm not worried, because all we was doing was dropping back. Even Trent Williams couldn't block anybody. The way you have a good offensive line is to slow down the offensive line by if they rushing you too fast, you throw screens behind them, running back screen. So next time they're gonna worry about the screen, they're not gonna come at you. That Trent Williams couldn't. He was struggling the whole year. To the end of the year, he was starting a little bit better.
I know James agrees with you. Here's the thing: you can't. You got to be careful about that because you can't run that same play all the time.
No, I'm not saying run it. You hit it one time. If they come straight at you, you hit it one time. You hit a screen where they coming at. So next time, it's gonna slow them down. They're not gonna come. They're gonna be thinking about the screen. Then we're gonna be running other plays. I'm not saying every time run it, but we have to do those kind of plays. You get what I'm trying to say?
No, I know. There's ways to get pressure off the offensive line.
Yeah, you can't tell a man stand there and block for 5 seconds. There's no offensive line that could block somebody straight dropping back.
You
cannot do it.
Not today's
you cannot
NFL
do it for long.
defense.
So
that's true.
It is the play calling. We gotta fix that. We gotta when we know we're getting pressure over here, then our next play gotta be running back screen and that's gonna neutralize the pass rush. You feel me?
Yeah, that's Shannon's got to be able to adjust to what the defense is doing. But the thing is, he's ranked and rated as the best left tackle in the NFL. You know how bad it would look though if we let him get away, and how bad people would talk about us if the offensive line is struggling after he leaves. Even more so, Fly Guy. It's one of those things where the 49ers have to make him priority one.
Yeah, but he asking too much money. I'm not saying he's not okay, but that's too much money. That's going to handicap the whole team.
Well,
then we got to sign Fred Warner. Then we got to sign somebody else. It's like that's too much money for offensive linemen. 20-something million.
Fred doesn't have to be signed until next year, but they need to make him an offer this year. But yeah, it's going to be complicated. But as I say, John Lynch seems awfully calm and collected. I guess he shouldn't. I mean, he's not supposed to look like he's scared. But I think they have some plans for these payments, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I was the general manager, I would go young, everything young. Like I don't care about no old players. Like you want 20 million, you want 30. Those players come to the 49ers to rape us, man. Give me 25. Like Sherman, give me 30. And they older.
Sherman didn't
ask.
Actually, Sherman was nice.
Sherman wanted to arm in the leg. Sherman supposed to be asking for $2 million.
No, but Sherman had a small amount. His base salary wasn't that big, but Sherman had it filled up with incentives because he knew he could make it. He could get everything done that the incentives were going to pay, and he got paid a lot. So all he had to do was make the Pro Bowl. No, he's leaving now.
He sound this year like he wants some money. This year he wants some money like up front.
Yeah, he's
because he know he gonna be hurt.
And also, he doesn't know what the 49ers are going to be able to do this year. Sherman's going to leave, though. You could see he planned on leaving anyway, no matter what.
Yeah, man, we got to go young, man. I mean, why not go young? Because we can't be worrying about going to Super Bowl next year. Just we built the whole team. Keep going young. Get some offensive linemen. Get a quarterback.
Yeah, but you don't want to.
And we're gonna be able to pay more players to stay on our team. Like George Kittle. By the time we get all those players, George Kittle gonna be coming back around again. Like,
but Fly, can you win like that? You gotta. The only way you're gonna develop a team, you gotta get some guys to work together for a little while. And of course,
team that been down for a while, or the team that's hot now, like Buffalo, they've been down for a while and now they hot.
Yeah, but
it's like we gotta.
Yeah, but they've been working on that for 2 or 3 years. It takes a little while.
That's what I'm saying. We can't just be talking about next year. We eventually. Well, no, let that year go. Forget it.
they're not a bad team. They're an injured team. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. You bring all those guys back healthy, and they'll deal with anybody. But you got to bring back as many as you can because they all know what they're doing.
I'm telling you, man, we got the team. If we keep going young, there's nobody going to stop us. we already got the receivers we need. George Kittle, all the receivers. Quarterback,
okay,
get a quarterback in the draft, offensive lineman.
You mean some of the guys that have expired contracts. Okay. That's what you mean.
Yeah, so we keep the money,
young.
so when George Kittle come back around, we can sign him again. But we can't keep giving players like $20 million, $30 million. Like,
well, no, there's only a couple of positions to get paid that kind of money. But yeah, the point is, brick by brick means you keep building it.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere if you keep tearing it back down.
And then that one year we're gonna have the whole team hot. It's over.
Yeah.
We can't be going by the last year went to Super Bowl. Let's try to go in the next year. Let's bring in offensive line, give them $22 million. Like we messing up the team like that.
But when you look at the best, not many teams have a left tackle that's any damn good. I mean, a few do, but not too many. You don't want to be one of those teams because Fly Guy, they're suffering. Believe me when I tell you that. Anyway,
so we could have said the same thing about Nick Bosa. We didn't know we was going to get a Nick Bosa in the draft.
No, we did.
We can always do it. Okay,
I knew it. I
going.
told everybody weeks before the draft as they was getting everybody but Nick. I said, forget about it. You're getting Nick Bosa. We got Nick Bosa. I call that one like I always do.
and his contract coming up. His contract coming up soon.
Not a couple of you
got to save those money, man.
Yeah, he's a fifth year option though. All right, fam. I'm gonna see you.
Yeah, Thursday.
All right.
Thursday.
That big black guy.
All
right.
Yeah.
There he is. And it's not his night. This has got to be special. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show. I was looking for you yesterday, actually. Show.
Ronbo.
Show.
Hey, Ronbo.
Oh, it's somebody else.
No, it's not Show.
Oh, okay, who is this?
Carlos.
Carlos?
Carlos?
Hey, Carlos. I haven't talked to you in a long time. They flashed the wrong name
Ronbo.
up. Yeah. Carlos, come on in, man. How you doing?
Yeah, been all right, man. Yeah, I just gotta say this, man. It's gonna be a crazy off season. It's gonna be a flim flam.
Scary.
I don't know. It's gonna be tough, man. People are gonna sign back, and is Raheem Mostert? Is he got one more year left on his contract or what?
Yeah, he's good. No problem with his contract. Jeffrey Wilson, though, we got to sign Jeffrey, and I think Jeffrey realizes as a running back he doesn't need to go too crazy. But I got to tell you, he looked awfully good last year, Carlos. What would you pay him?
I have no clue, man.
I know.
What would you pay him?
I'd say, hey, Jeff, man, you know what I'm gonna do? Look, here's the thing. I'm gonna give you a backloaded contract. Cap hit this year $3 million. Next year, $5 million. If you have a great year next year, I'm gonna renegotiate your contract. Listen, I like you a lot, and I think you got talent. But right now, you know the COVID situation and the cap, and let's see what he says. That would be my first thing. But I think he's 3 easily.
Hopefully you accept that.
I know, right?
And
because Tevin Coleman
what
got
about
5.
with the Jet?
I gotta let Jet go. Him and TC gotta go. Mainly because I'm gonna emphasize Mostert. And if I need another running back, I might draft one. And these guys are so good. Carlos is finding undrafted free agents. I might even do that. Because my God, we still got 2 undrafted free agents. Remember the guy that hurt his shoulder? God, I lost his name.
Oh man. Running back?
Yeah, running back from last year. He hurt his shoulder. The last 4 games or so he got hurt. But he shows promise. He's got to stop fumbling the ball. But we got 3 that are actually serviceable. And you draft one, you got 4. But TC.
And what about Jermichael Hasty?
That's what I'm talking about. He's the guy who got hurt. Okay, so you got Hasty, Mostert, and Jeffrey Wilson Jr. Austin Walter's okay, but he can't protect your quarterback. He doesn't do that very well. But, man, let's see. Yeah, that'd be the thing.
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna suck when what players are gonna lose and who are gonna keep, and it's got a long way to. We gotta wait, see what's gonna happen.
Carlos, that you're gonna wake up that day though, and you're gonna see a notification on your phone that says, "And Trent Williams signs with Green Bay." Oh, I'm gonna pass out. Oh no. What about Bukhari? See, the thing is, he probably wants to go to a contender, but Williams already told people, I don't know about a team-friendly contract because So that tells me he's expected to get paid. So I don't know.
Oh, and Ronbo is this guy. I gotta go.
Who? Which one?
I gotta go. But it was nice talking to you, Ronbo. Thanks for accepting my call.
Hey, Carlos, don't be a stranger, man. I'll look for you later then.
All right, man.
All right,
fam. All right, man. And just you need to get that shout out.
All right. Niners! Carlos!
All right, Ronbo.
Night, fam. What is that somebody telling me about? For those who have passed judgment on Jimmy G after one full season, I ain't got no argument for you. I'm just going to do like I always do. Sit back after another year or so, because you were impatient and I wasn't, and I'll say, I tried to tell you guys in 2020, wait a minute. A lot of quarterbacks weren't famous in their first 2 years. And with Jimmy's case, his 1 year. Jimmy's been out there, yeah, but he ain't played but 1 year. That is not enough for me to make a decision. You make yours, I'll wait. Bill!
Ronbo.
Bill.
I got a question for you. On the rating, I know it's probably too early to call,
yeah.
But how do you think we're going to do next year?
Bill, you know what? I told people at the beginning of this program, I'm done with those predictions because last year I had us winning the division and steamrolling the entire NFL because I didn't know everybody was going to end up on the IR. So, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm scared.
I don't think it's going to happen this next season. I'm not, because I don't think Lightning's going to strike twice under Shanahan and Lynch. And I ran across an interesting character today. He's going to get on the channel, and he's going to express his opinion. And I just urge everybody to stay calm. Hope the team hears him. Let him be the fuel for the fire for our team. He wants to speak trash about the team, and I urge him to go ahead, add fuel to the fire to the Niners. Let's have him have something to set on, and listen to how all the haters are talking. Because what fueled our team last time was all the haters. And let him talk. I had to listen. I got a nice jacket, a nice leather 49er jacket. It's really sweet and nice.
All right.
And I had to hit him and call it plastic all day. And you kidding?
One of those guys.
He's a Patriot fan, so it was quite interesting. I'm not gonna put his name out, but he'd come on here and express who he is and all that. But I said, go ahead, get on here. Say what you got to say. I'm not gonna sit there and repeat what you have to say, and I'll let you do the talking. Express for a little bit. I'm not mad because I know our team's going to do something. I'm enthused. I'm happy. I'm positive. I mean, whether we stick with Jimmy or whether we get to Sean, no matter what happens, I'm behind them.
And you should.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not, like you say, lightning strikes again. If the 49ers end up going down with every other guy, the IR next year, God, I don't know if we can take that. Twice in a row? No way.
No. And another thing, I read something. I woke up this morning, I looked at something. Doug Peterson was fired from Philly.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, everybody saw that.
What he did. And what I'm afraid of is Saleh going to Philly.
Yeah, they're interviewing him tomorrow. Somebody said he's already made a deal with the Jets. I don't know why he'd want to do that.
I'm gonna say, don't go to Philly. That's where coaches go to die.
Mm-hmm. The Jets,
I'm sorry,
too.
their career.
That's the other burial ground for coaches. How many coaches went through there and got killed? Yeah.
I wouldn't do the Jets or the Eagles. I would stay with the Niners if I was him. Ride it out for a little bit and see what goes on because
he probably
just
thinks,
say if it does strike.
Well, he looks at it as a challenge. He's going to think he can make a difference. That's otherwise, that's what all those guys think. And then you end up like Matt Patricia calling Bill Belichick to see if he can get a job.
Right. but the thing I look at it is if he rides it out for a little bit, and if it strikes twice next year and the following season, then we'll be looking for a new head coach. I'm just saying, that's how the Yorks operate.
Shanahan, they just re-signed him for 6 years. Was that last? He got an additional how many years?
Look what they did to Harbaugh, though. They extended him and then fired him. That's one point that he brought up.
He was on an extended contract, huh? Well, Trent tried to trade him, though, that year. Remember? Trent lied and said he wasn't. But remember, they were trying to trade Trent for Flash Gordon. 2014. Wow. Going into 2014. And then they asked Trent about that. I never made any such deal, and I don't know where that story came from, but I'm not trying to move anybody for anybody. Trent, you lied, Trent. You know what's so funny, though, Bill? When we heard it was Flash Gordon, a lot of us says, there must be a way we can get Flash and keep Jim. I mean, keep Harbaugh. Come on, man. Damn.
But, yeah, like I said, I'm positive about next year. I think the free agent's going to be good. I'm looking at the free agency right now. There's some people being released. It's actually shocking. But I'll be looking into it. Our team will make a move. We ain't got a lot of cap room, but I'm sure people are going to be dying to come to San Francisco because we're only a few players away from a Super Bowl ring, in case you don't notice that.
Bill, we don't have any cap room, and we are a Super Bowl team, as is. Mm-hmm. We can't lose the wrong people. But the 49ers are still, for all intents and purposes, on the IR Super Bowl team. So they don't really need a lot. They just need to get their players back.
Like I said, a few. Maybe get some replacements that we lose is what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah. Now that's another story there.
That's what I'm talking about. Sherman really ain't done for our team. He's been sitting on the sideline, so he ain't much of a hit.
And Bill, I tell you something. I hate to say it, but I have to tell the truth about Sherm. Actually, Verrett may be better than Sherm because Verrett can play man-man. Sherm cannot play man. Sherm is all about that zone, but Verrett can run a dude down the field and hang with him. I don't care where he goes. So,
I ain't gonna be missed. I mean, he made a promise to some people he's breaking, and he should take a pay cut for sitting on the sideline
all
getting
year
money,
long.
But he's not.
All right.
Yeah, he made his money. Why won't he just take a pay cut? He didn't play when he was getting paid.
And Sherm, I don't know. He said it'd be a miracle for him to come back here. He already made his bid. So, Bill, I'm going to go. I'll see you Thursday.
Give me a Niners shout out. I'm getting off, man, to lay down.
Niners coming back next year.
Oh, one more thing, Ronbo. I got to say, where you at, dude? You talked to me all day long at the Waffle House. Why are you not online? I've been waiting for you. I heard you once. Come on.
Don't let him off. Get him,
challenge
Bill.
was issued. Where you at? Come let him out here. I'm waiting for you.
Bill, we got to go, though. Bring him back next time. All right, Phil. Have a good night. Oh, God. Eddie Ramirez. Oh, man. Eddie Ramirez is making me root for Buffalo so hard. Wouldn't it be nice if Eddie Ramirez could just shut the hell up? Boy, that'd be awesome. If they get their hat handed to them this week, Eddie Ramirez, leave us some of your logistics so we can find Joe. Sorry, trash talking butt. Tammy? Hey, it's just Tammy on the chat. Yes, Tammy. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. And hello.
What's
Are you
up,
Tammy?
Ronbo?
Yes, it's. yeah.
How's
Wait,
it
let me
going?
check and see. Hey, Ronbo! Yo! Oh, okay, yes. I'm doing great. How you doing?
Yeah, I know. I kind of got wrong on the playoffs bracket yesterday.
You what?
Oh, when I was on the live yesterday on the playoffs bracket, when I said the Ravens are going to go against the Bills, I don't know if you'll exactly remember, but
Oh yeah, I
I
do
said the
remember
Ravens
that.
will
Yeah,
be going against.
yeah.
I got that all wrong.
Wait a minute. What did you say? What did we say? The Bills? What did you say?
The
I
Bill,
forgot.
I messed up. So I said the Ravens would go against the Chiefs, but
Oh,
actually
you're right.
the Browns will be going against the Chiefs.
That's what they were saying in the chat. Yeah, so it's okay. The Bills get to play the Chiefs this week, don't they?
Yeah, it doesn't give me much of a worry.
That's gonna be an interesting game.
But I was wanting to talk about the 49ers because I mean, like, I want them. So, like, I was in here for a little bit, just listening to all the conversations, and it seems like a lot of players are injured on the 49ers, like D Ford, Nick Bosa, and all them. And like, I bet you that they could probably win like a lot of Super Bowls just with Nick Bosa and all them. But the problem is that I don't know how they're getting injured.
Well, you know what? We shouldn't have started off by playing in New York on a brand new field. The 49ers broke it in for everybody else. I didn't hear about any other injuries on that field after the first 2 weeks. The 49ers out there getting killed. I don't remember any Jets and Giants getting. No, a couple of them did get hurt. Remember, they just redid that field. So, here come the 49ers. Nick Bosa got caught up in some weird play. Solomon Thomas goes down a few minutes later.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Reed got hurt. It was just Mostert tore his leg apart. That was our season right there.
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, these I saw them in the Super Bowl last year against the Chiefs. I'm like, man, this team is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking to myself, like, wow, this team could be really good if they had all their players. And it's just, I feel so bad.
Well, it's football. It's a game of violence. And what am I talking about? Jimmy went down in that game too. So we had the best luck a team could have last year. I don't know. It can't. So like Bill just said, it can't see lightning striking twice in the same spot. So next year the 49ers should be okay as long as we start the season off in a normal fashion. They weren't ready for contact. The first contact game we played was against the Cardinals, and I think George Kittle went. Which game? George went down in that game, and then the next week we just went nuts with the injuries.
I think George went that game.
George went down in the Cardinals game. And
then, he was?
Yeah. And then the next game, Jordan Reed started, and we thought, okay, we might be okay. And then, of course, we saw everybody go down in that game. Our entire offense crashed and it's crazy. So, yeah.
And I feel horrible because, like, I can't imagine how much of a 49ers fan you are. And, like imagine if you were a Jets fan. And the Jets, and anyone in the chat, if they're Jets fans, this is not supposed to offend you, but like if you think about it, they did not do the best that they really do because they almost went 15-0, but like they did beat the Rams, which is a pretty good team, but like wow, that was very unexpected. So
somebody else beat the Rams this year.
I kind of feel your pain because I forgot the quarterback before the Ravens. Because when the Ravens were like, before Lamar, I think it was Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're talking about, okay, in this procession. Yeah, Joe Flacco.
So they were not the best team. They weren't anything anymore until, like, and I was still a Ravens fan back then. So, like, they were good. They just weren't, like, as good as they are right now. So.
Ravens had some key injuries, too. and also lost a lot of Super Bowl team to free agency and other things like that. So yeah, they had to go through a period of putting the pieces back together too. So.
Yeah, and so all over my family, when they watched the Ravens game, when I finally convinced them since their team wasn't playing, so I was like, well, they were like, well, that was kind of rude. They didn't shake hands with the Titans. And I was like, well, that's not what the Titans did that in Week 6 against the Ravens. They won. They stepped all over their logo and stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering why
So
they
it
make
was
such a big deal out of that.
Yeah. So what if you do you know what happened
As far as
exactly?
What? No, I'm just going from what you just said. They didn't want to shake hands in Week 6, so this time the Ravens repaid him the favor by walking off and just ignoring him. Yeah. No, I didn't know about that.
So, well, I watched because when the Titans and them were playing before the game, the Ravens went against the Ravens coach was going against the receivers. So they were kind of like cursing and stuff. So then that's when everything all started. So then now in playoffs, they got their revenge from last season. Remember in the playoffs in last season, they went against each other and they didn't have any drama back then, but this season it all started. So that was a huge problem.
Yeah, well, the Titans probably figured they still could get through. That's pretty disappointing for them. It was the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Derrick Henry and the murderous Derrick Henry and his crew are out, which is very funny. But we're going to see. Hopefully, if there's a team that should be able to beat Kansas City, I still think I thought the Ravens were better in Kansas City. And last year, that clown Eddie Ramirez is always running around in chat and my homeboy and all those guys. I said, man, you guys are going down against Lamar, and the Ravens didn't look like the Ravens. So I'm trying to understand, is there a matchup problem? Hopefully, if you guys end up with playing the Chiefs, I'm definitely rooting for you. So Eddie Ramirez can get the hell up out of my chat and take his dizzy butt out of here. So, I'm rooting for you. All right. We got to go, though, fam. I mean, he's a Raven fan, but he's all good. We'll make him honorary fam plus. Anyway, good luck to you in the playoffs, Tammy. We'll be back Thursday, and if you want to talk. All right?
All right. I'll see you Thursday.
All right. Have a good night. Yeah, anybody but a Chiefs fan. Eddie Ramirez shows up. Where's that? Wait a minute. Where's Tommy No Testicles and Jeff No Smiley? Ain't no point in him calling himself Smiley now. He should call himself what's it? Smiley. What should we change Smiley's name? Frowny? The only guy that's got any fortitude in that group was 49er. Seahawks Rain. He did actually come in after the Rams game. That took a lot of heart. But Joseph, you wimpy, limp wrist. Dude, you were supposed to come in and pay your dues. Yeah. Anybody sees that? If anybody finds Joseph smiling, I think he's that dude that I don't see on Twitter anymore that I accused of being. He goes by the name of Jared on Twitter. I'm sure that's him. He uses the same third grade vocabulary as he does in the chat. He's as stupid in Twitter as he is on the chat. That's got to be him. Jared and Joseph Smiley are one and the same. Eddie Ramirez. Guys, if you're running any kind of investigation, keep me posted so I can get involved. I like to find these people. and knock on the door. You Eddie Ramirez? Who wants to know? Dude, that is you, ain't it? Oh, God, I'd go nuts. Eat him up. Hey, fam, I'm going to see you Thursday. And let's talk some more 49er football. Hit that like, fam. Don't forget. Niners! Not you, Eddie Ramirez. Drop dead.